SCFA football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Week 10, it's Bakersfield hosting Ventura, a battle in the National Division North. Huge matchup today. Bakersfield looking to right the ship after dropping their conference opener. I believe that was versus Moore Park, and if they can, well, if they can knock off the Pirates today, it sets up an interesting last week of regular season play next week up at Cerritos. We'll be back in a moment with the start of kickoff here, the Renegades and the Pirates on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Bakersfield for SCFA football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Jeff Stoynoff, Mike Zapata, Alan Squattrito with you today from Bakersfield College as the Ventura College Pirates head out today in search of a Southern Conference championship. They can wrap it up today for all intents and purposes with a victory against Bakersfield College, but it won't be easy against a very game home Renegade squad that comes in undefeated here at Bakersfield College. And we turn to Mike Zapata. And Michael, Bakersfield College, it's been kind of a standard recipe for success for them. Solid ground game, bend but don't break defense, and one sensational playmaker in Derek Vickers.
Yeah, Vickers is an absolute stud. And I've had a chance to talk with Francis Mayer throughout the week, and he says that he is a lights-out player, maybe the most electric player in the state that he's seen in a few years. So that's high praise because we've seen a lot of players come through. Keelan Clay comes to mind. He went to the NFL out of Mount Sac a few years ago. But Derek Vickers could be playing on Sundays at some point. But to flip the page to the other side of the coin, how about Jake Luton? You want to talk about a guy that has some serious skill and the potential to maybe play on Sundays. This guy's got mobility. He's got a cannon of the arm. He can make all the throws. Decision making a little suspect at times, but man, the kid's a stud.
Yeah, 26 touchdown passes. Let's step aside very quickly here for our national anthem. We'll return with the opening kick here from Bakersfield. moments away from kickoff here from Bakersfield College, Ventura College, and Bakersfield here in the SCFA. Jeff Stoynoff, Mike Cepeda, Alan Squattrito with you. And let's continue breaking down the game here. And Squats, we'll turn to you. Mike made the very prescient point there. 26 touchdown passes. Jake Luton leads this high-octane offense up over 41 points a game on the season. And that means for the Renegades a bit of a challenge here. Maybe they're going to need to come up with something a little bit different because they got an offense to keep up with here.
They definitely do, despite the fact that they lead the SCFA with 13 interceptions. That's not going to slow down Ventura Pirates too much as they're winning the game by losing the turnover battle and the time of possession, which is pretty incredible to see, to say the least. Now, the Renegades' red zone scoring percentage has been 50%, so I'd like to see them to get a little more bold when they reach the end zone today to keep up with such a high-octane offense. Like you said, Jeff, 41 points averaged a game thus far this season.
Here's the approach in the opening kick, and it'll be G from the 2. Out to the 10, flips it to Crumby. Running left, Crumby with a hole. He's at the 30, slips a tackle there. Working back to his right, and he's brought down at the 35, and boy, Crumby was just a hair from breaking one there.
If he goes left, it's a touchdown. He goes right into a defender.
Both teams come in on winning streaks. Since dropping their conference opener, the Renegades have bounced back with a couple of wins as they come in 6 wins, 2 losses on the season. The Pirates come in with an identical 6-2 record.
The Renegades somehow have a pattern of winning 2 in a row and then losing 1 in a row.
Well, if you're a Pirate fan, you're certainly hoping for that to continue. Isaiah Brown will start in the backfield to the left of Luton as the Pirates spread it out with 4 wide receivers on a 1st and 10. A 3-man rush. Brown bouncing it to his left, and he will be brought down for no gain. Solomon Ajayi leading the charge for the Renegades. So Brown goes nowhere on the opening carry, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. The Pirates, to finish the point, have come in winners of 3 in a row. Since dropping 2 straight to finish their non-conference schedule, they're perfect in conference play. Wins over Canyons, Santa Monica, and Moore Park. G on the screen, and he dropped it. And this is something, Squats, we talked about it a little bit on the way up here.
Don't bullet a pass, right?
Luton on the short passes, he tends to flash that very strong arm. And I think G just can't really handle the velocity there coming on that one, and it bounces not only off his hands but off his face mask.
Yeah, of course you want to have your quarterback to have a strong arm, but depending on the kind of situation, sometimes you want to touch the ball.
Yeah, make it maybe a little more catchable. In any event, it's a 3rd and 10 very quickly for the Pirates. 3-man rush. Luton with time, guns it over the middle, and it's incomplete. He wanted Broski.
In his hands, could have caught it.
Yeah, Iacopo had the coverage and got there with a hit on Broski, but either way, a quick 3-and-out for the Pirates, and that's exactly what you want if you're the Renegades to start here defensively, and they'll get it as Cooper Garcia and the Pirate punting unit come on. Just underway. Should be our first look at Derek Vickers as he retreats deep to take the punt. The approach from Garcia. Vickers from the 34, and he fair catches it there.
Pretty good field position to set up this drive.
Yeah, a 31-yard kick with no return. Well, call it 30. They'll give Vickers the 35. So here come the Renegades for their first offensive series. And it's Dalton Gallus, who missed the game last week, returning in his starting role. And he will be at the helm. 4 wide receivers for the Renegades. Here on 1st and 10. They'll empty the backfield as Vickers out to the right, takes the screen pass at the 30. Slips 1 tackle, but the second wave will take him down, a loss of 1 on the play.
I have to wonder what the referees are seeing there. There's 2 referees looking right at the defender for Ventura. That's Kalai Griffin, and he grabs a handful of jersey. Does a Renegade player, and the referee's right there.
No call on it, but it's a loss of 1. Gallus on the keeper to the 40, leaps over 1 tackler and appears to have 1st down yardage up to the 47-yard line. That's a 13-yard run for Dalton Gallus.
Nice read by Gallus to take it up the middle to get the extra yards and follow his blocker on the play. Lino Medrano.
So Medrano paves the way. Ferguson Ayers is on now for the Renegades as they stay with 4 wide receivers. Vickers in the backfield with Gallus. Play action. The catch made into Pirate territory near the first down marker. Thinned on the reception. Jasmine thinned, a 9-yard gain, and it's a 2nd down and 1.
There's a weak side pulling guard there to kind of fake the run, which set that up nice for a nice chunk of yards.
Was that the first cannon we heard? 2nd down and short for the Renegades from the Pirate 44-yard line. They'll try the end around with Vickers. Cuts it upfield. He's inside the 40, down to the 39, and is the ball loose? No signal yet as they scrum for it at the bottom of the pile. Pirates are saying they have it. The carry was enough for a 1st down, and it does belong to the Pirates. And Squats, that's meaningful because if there was a statistic to notice coming into this game, how about turnover differential on the season? The Pirates come in minus 13. The Renegades, meanwhile, completely on the other end of the spectrum at plus 9, but the first turnover belongs to the Pirates here today.
Yeah, that has to be addressed, especially as the going gets tough headed into these harder, tougher games, bowl games coming up. We got to change that negative turnover differential into more of a positive one. So you see one there for Ventura, and that's the way to change the momentum early in this game.
Yeah, Coach Mushagian has been hoping for that to turn around all season, talking about that they need to create more turnovers as they eye a possible playoff run. Luton going deep, wants Alexander, and it's just broken up. Boy, terrific defense.
Had enough time, let it loose. Could have maybe add a little more over the top over there, but it was well defended.
It was Christian Brown who had the coverage on Alexander. Alexander, we have talked about him in recent weeks, has really started to come on in this offense. Last week he had 6 catches for 103 yards as he's become a favorite of Jake Luton, and that time they try to go up top. And a 2nd and 10 upcoming as Luton works from the shotgun. Now moves in. Plenty of time on the play clock. They'll try Brown on the counter. Over the 40, out to the 43. A 4-yard gain will bring up a 3rd down and 6. And so far, let's check that. That was Brian Burt on the carry. So Burt gets the carry for 4 yards and a 3rd down and 6 upcoming for the Pirates, who've been very good on 3rd down this season. Still up over 40% at 41% in 3rd down conversions. That's 2nd in the Northern Conference.
Tackle made by Colby Sheridan.
So Sheridan on the stop. Receivers left and right for Luton as he looks to the sidelines for the play. Has the snap. Play action. Good protection. Pressure coming. Now Luton's going to take it and run. He's got the 1st down, and he just slides down in Renegade territory down to the 47-yard line.
Nice play by Luton to get flooded out of the pocket to actually take what he was given there, pick up about 6.5 yards. He averaged over 6 yards a carry last week.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, the thing to always keep in mind when you see the quarterback with the rushing statistics is the sacks count against that. So when you're talking over 6 yards a carry, it's even higher. When you factor that in, they'll overload the far side here as they work it from right to left in the first quarter, 3 wide receivers. Burt to Luton's right, and it's Burt who gets the call, bouncing it back, has a hole. Inside the 40, bounces it outside, Burt's at the 30, down to the 25, and he slips down at the 22. 25-yard run for Brian Burt, who's been quiet over the last couple of weeks. Really, since conference play has started, we've seen more of Noah Segrist, more of Isaiah Brown, and Burt has kind of started to take a back seat, but still very explosive as he rips off a 25-yard run there.
Got skinny in between the tackle and the tight end there to get upfield. Very nice awareness and vision to pick up the 1st.
4 wide receivers. The Renegades continue to show the 3-man line. Luton on the keeper. Picks his way forward. He's down to the 15, dragging a tackler down to the 10-yard line. It was Eddington who wrapped him up, but Luton was still able to carry Eddington another about 4 yards. And what's noteworthy about that? Eddington's the nose guard for Bakersfield. So you get a sense of the strength
and that play
of Jake Luton on a 12-yard run.
And that was definitely a nice draw where he looked right, looked left, did a little shake and bake. Very nice.
Well, the Pirates tell the other side of the story in the red zone. They're well over 90% red zone scoring on the season. And they have it now at the Renegade 10-yard line, a man in motion. They flip it to Alexander. Slips one tackle back at the 15, but again, he's going to be taken down for a loss of a couple. Well diagnosed.
Tackled by
Michael Clayton. Yeah, we got a pronunciation on that one. Sorry about that, Squats, before the game, but it was Michael Clayton in the backfield wrapping up Alexander, a loss of a couple.
It's spelled M-Y-K-E-I-L. Michael.
Yeah, they like to keep us on our toes.
That's good.
Clayton and Mallory split out to the far side for the Pirates. 2nd and goal from the 12. Isaiah Brown on in the backfield. They play action to Brown.
Wide
open. Touchdown, Pirates, Logan Javernick. Javernick is a favorite red zone target for Luton. That's his 4th touchdown of the season, I should say. I'm a little ahead of myself with the game, but the Pirates on their 2nd drive.
And he was wide open on that play. Nice little pitch and catch. Looks like there was a blown coverage on that touchdown score.
I think you're exactly right there. The play action was very effective. And I think really froze the linebackers, and it was Javernick who slipped behind and was wide open in the end zone. Easy pitch for Luton. 27th touchdown pass of the season as the Pirates go 66 yards on their 2nd drive, and they lead it now 7-0, 9:24 remaining in the opening quarter. It's Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Vickers and Tomlin back deep for the Renegades, who trail it 7-0 after Luton hooks up with Logan Javernick for a 12-yard touchdown pass, capping off the Pirates' 2nd drive.
Vickers has got to be one of the guys they hone in on all day long on the defensive side of the ball for the Ventura Pirates, as he is a all-purpose / type of player.
And this is Vickers from the 1. At the 15, looking for a lane, and he's tripped up at the 20. So a good job by the Pirates on special teams, limiting Vickers to the 19-yard return. He does have 1 return touchdown on the season. Michael talked about at the top of the broadcast the potential that this guy has to maybe move on and continue his career, and we would think almost assuredly it will continue somewhere after this season. But 16 touchdowns. I mean, talk about a triple threat. He's got 11 rushing touchdowns, another 4 receiving, and a return for a touchdown as well. So Mike mentioned the name Percy Harvin, and I thought that was a rather apt comparison in terms of style of play as well.
I was thinking right off the bat maybe Ty Montgomery, because of what's recently going on in the NFL with that / type of player for the Green Bay Packers. But Percy Harvin could definitely work. He could do it all.
That's a short pickup on 1st down for the Renegades. Deontay Willis with the carry. Willis, little used so far this season. We have not seen Lamicio Hall, who actually leads the Renegades in carries on the season so far. And instead, it's Deontay Willis who will remain in the backfield on 2nd down and 8. Blitz coming from the Pirates. Gallus steps up, completes it to Vickers out near the 30, and he is ridden out of bounds by Dre Jackson at the 34-yard line, but that's good enough to move the chains. Another 1st down for the Renegades on the 12-yard hookup, Gallus to Vickers.
Yeah, Dre Jackson was there to make the stop, but he gave it a little too much cushion for that completion.
Well, can you blame him? He's got Vickers in front of him as well.
Yeah, you got to be aware of Vickers at all times.
But they come with the blitz, and that makes it kind of an easier throw for Gallus that he has that cushion as he checks down and finds Vickers for the 1st down. 3 wide receivers to the far side. They swing out the screen looking for Vickers again. Strung out nicely by the Pirates. This will be another loss on the play of a yard.
And there's about like 4 Ventura Pirates defenders there all over Vickers.
Govea sliding down from his defensive line spot. among the first to get there, a loss of a yard on the play. And we wondered going in what would be the level of scouting for a guy like Vickers, and it looks like early, Squats, we have our answer. The Pirates seem very ready for Derek Vickers and where he is on the field.
Yeah, you got to be. You hear him in the headlines. You watch footage on him. This guy can definitely do it all. So you have to limit him because he is their main go-to guy.
Looking for a receiver on the square in. He wanted Bowman, and it was a little bit behind him.
A little bit behind him, not on the same page there, but wide open, and that's a missed opportunity for the Renegades.
Yeah, Bowman had some space there, but unable to come up with a one-handed grab on the pass from Gallus, and it's a 3rd down and 11 from the 33. The Renegades, for their part on 3rd down, first in the Northern Conference at 42% conversions. We've got two of the most efficient offenses thus far in conference play. Gallus with a straight drop. Pocket collapsing, rolling to his right. He's going to be sacked. What a job by that front four for Ventura College. It might have been Gouveia again.
It was Gouveia, nice staying home and shedding the block outside of the tackle.
I think LeBlanc also getting in on the sack. The loss takes it back to the 24. And it will bring on Katona and the Renegade punting unit.
Preventing Gallus from being able to make a play with his legs by running outside of the pocket. Very well done. Ventura Pirates defense with another stop.
Well, this is a terrific start for the Pirates as they'll get it back now with a 7-0 lead. The kick from Katona. Crumby is going to let this one bounce, and it takes a Pirate bounce. They will down it at the 40. It's a 36-yard punt from Katona. And good field position for Ventura College when we return. 6:56 remaining in the opening quarter. You are watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Well, here come the Pirates. Luton with Brian Bird in the backfield. Leading it 7-0. They will stack receivers on the far side, Alexander and Houston, for this 1st and 10 play. Snap to Luton. Burton sweeping to the near side. Tries to slip one tackle, but he's tripped up after a pickup of a couple.
The offensive line didn't seem like the timing was right on that play as it was unfolding. The offensive line took a little bit longer to get to their blocks to the left side for that play to open up.
Yeah, it was Peyton Soft sliding down who was able to bring down Burt. And we talk about sometimes when backs are able to slip arm tackles. Well, that was a pretty good completion of an arm tackle by Soft.
That was.
Showing a lot of strength there to take Burt down.
Yeah, tackle up
even
top.
up top. Play action. Luton rolling right, directing traffic. Guns it, looking for Houston, and the catch is made for a 1st down.
Awesome. Nice play by Jake Luton outside of the pocket, actually calling for him to change his route to come back to him, which was read and picked up for the 1st down. Very nice.
That's a 22-yard strike that Luton makes on the run. How about the arm strength of Jake Luton?
Gunslinger. That's why he's going to Oregon State University next year.
Yeah, it's got D1 written all over that throw. 1st and 10 from the 36. Brown over his right guard, lowers the shoulder. He's inside the 30, down to the 29. It's a 7-yard run for Isaiah Brown.
Deceiving 7-yard pickup. Love that as he's about to get tackled. He falls forward and picks up a nice chunk of yards.
Isaiah Brown has like a John Riggins feel to me. I always feel like whenever I see him running, they're going to crank up that diesel.
Exactly, and you don't want to try to tackle him up high.
Get Isaiah running downhill. 2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard run. Luton. Play action, straight drop, all kinds of time.
Wide.
Firing it, looking for Alexander, and a touchdown for the Pirates.
Woo!
29 yards. What a strike from Luton to Alexander. Elijah stays hot. That's touchdown number 3 on the season, and he was open again in the secondary. I don't know, Michael, do we have that on the replay?
And that seems like it was a play of speed kills. I ran the right route, and I beat you at the game that you know was your challenge for the play.
Well, again, I think it was a good job with play action, freezing the linebackers again and giving Luton a little more time. And the protection up front, as we've been talking about, seemingly without end this season, was outstanding once again as Luton had all day. And he finds Alexander, the extra point by Root, up and good. The Pirates have come out like a house of fire. A couple of touchdowns here in the first quarter, 5:23 remaining in quarter number 1, in Ventura on top of Bakersfield early, 14-0 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Garcia will tee it up. And again, Vickers, Tomlin retreating deep for the Renegades. And if you're Bakersfield, this is exactly what you didn't want. Now you got to try and play catch-up with an offense that's averaging up over 40 points a game on the season. If you're waiting for the Pirates to let up, you better keep waiting.
Yeah, seriously, you said exactly what I was thinking. They're going to have to figure out how to keep up with this offense, or just try to get some chains moving to get some progress first and foremost.
Meanwhile, a solid return by Tomlin. Nearly had the corner. He's out to the 33-yard line. That's a 28-yard return, and the Renegades will take over with solid field position. But early on here, in the words of Yogi Berra, it's getting late early for the Renegades. I think they need to come up with something here. Not just points on the board, but I think confidence-wise here. They need to get something going.
Set something up for yourself to score some points first and foremost before you think about pressure. Once that pressure is on you early, that could dig you a bigger hole than you're already in. Oh my God, Kareem!
Vickers dancing in the backfield, finally able to pick up about 4 yards, but he pays a heavy price.
He pays a hefty price indeed, and that will set the tone for you wanting to run up the middle again. As we were talking on the way up here, sometimes you get hit real hard, it takes you out of your game. The will, it can really devastate you for 4 quarters if you set the tone
physical
early.
play as Vickers lines up wide to the right. Willis in the backfield, Gallus on the keeper. Falls forward. He's a couple of yards shy of the first down, out to the 41-yard line. It'll bring up a big 3rd down and 2 for Bakersfield. Well, you can't draw it up any better right now if you're the Pirates. A couple of scoring drives offensively. They've really bottled up Vickers here in the first quarter.
Getting both great play from the offensive and defensive side of the ball early on.
3rd down and 2 from the 41. Vickers in motion. The ball's loose. It's on the turf. The Pirates are saying they have it. It looks like they do. They do. And that was just a muffed handoff. And it looked like the exchange. The ball was never made it to Vickers. I don't know if we have the replay ready, but
the snap was low, and I don't think.
Yeah, we're catching that at the tail end, and I don't think Gallus really ever had that ball.
Yeah, he wasn't really ready for the snap to start that play.
So another turnover. Well, the Pirates finally winning the turnover battle this season and making the most of it. That's the second forced fumble, the second fumble recovery for the Pirates defensively, and an opportunity here to go up big here in the first quarter. They already lead at 14-0, now have a short field at the Bakersfield 32.
And Luton looks like he's going to spread it out with 5 wide to start this drive.
Yeah, they'll empty the backfield. Renegades with the 3-man rush. Luton on the quarterback draw. Makes a move at the 30, dragged down at the 24-yard line. It's an 8-yard run, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 2. And this is where, in the words that we talk about sometimes when we talk about a different kind of thing, working in the low post in the NBA, Michael, but this is where you have the feeling that Daniel Algatis has you in the torture chamber.
Yeah, right now.
If you're on defense, because he's got you 2nd and short. Now you don't know where to go.
He's in jugular mode right now.
Yeah.
I love how they dial that play up with 5 wides. He's like, you know what, Jake Luton, we've seen him. We could run the ball. He runs for about 6-7 yards on there. It's
and then drags a tackler for a couple of more. Brown gets to carry over his left guard. A good hole, has a 1st down and more. Down to the 16. The Pirates into the red zone again. 2nd time today. They already cashed in for 6 earlier. Clayton finally on the stop. But now the offensive line is getting it dialed in, and they're starting to work over this Renegade defensive front.
Who was the second reception? Was that Mallory?
Elijah Alexander.
Alexander, okay.
Yeah, so he's gone to Javernick for 1. Yeah, but I think you make a good point there, Michael. Where is Kendrick Mallory? He's got 9 touchdowns on the season, whereas a little late. Houston, near side, trying to circle back to his right, and he's dragged down after a gain of about 3. And you get the feeling if you're the Pirates, it's almost Kendrick Mallory time.
Yeah, this is the area of the field where he shines. I don't see him on the field, though.
Yeah, is that Cam Taylor far to the right? So it's Jordan,
far to the right.
Alexander,
Yeah.
Taylor on the right, and then Houston solo to the left. So Mallory not out there, right? No, I think it is Mallory because I see Taylor on the sideline. Well, actually, no, that is Cam Taylor against Devontae Smith. Either way, it's a 2nd down and 6 from the 12. Let's focus on who is out there. Play action. Luton looks like a broken play, just trying to pick up something. He's going to lose about a couple of yards. Back to the 14, Ajay among the first to get there, along with Peyton Solf, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Confidence in Luton's ability to run the ball. It seems like they're dialing up more plays where just like QB draws.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was
a botch play or a QB draw, an intended run for Luton.
Luton quickly to the line. The Renegades
almost jump off sides.
Yeah, I think they showed their hand there.
Yeah, but they're not showing blitz. They're not really trying to come after Luton, and I suppose that makes sense as the Pirates have only allowed 9 sacks on the season. Luton looking left, going to tuck it and run. Makes a move at the 10. He's inside the 5, slips another tackle there, and falls forward to the 2. What a job by Jake Luton, breaking a couple of tackles and picking up the 1st down.
And it was a great awareness as there was man-on-man coverage like a glove.
I'm going to go to the replay. See the tremendous individual effort by Luton. First he makes a little move, shows the quick feet, then flashes off the strength as he breaks another tackle. And that's 2 Renegades that have a shot. Meanwhile, we have a player down on the field. It looks like Justin Nieto, and they'll take a look at him. We'll step aside. 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. The Pirates off to a fast start. They lead at 14-0 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Pirates come out of the huddle. And they'll bring it on here, a 1st and goal from the 2.
This is Isaiah Brown time.
And he is in the backfield with Luton. Javernick and Broski on the field, so they'll go with 2 tight ends. And it's Houston, and it looks like Mallory on the far side.
Mallory 1-on-1, I like that matchup, but considering Jake Luton's propensity to throw picks here in crucial situations, it's a chance for them to go up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and the way the offensive line is doing the job up front, you think you're going to see Brown. And it is Brown through a big hole on the right side, in for the touchdown. Great push up front. Brown with the rushing touchdown. That's number 5 on the season for him. And the Pirates cash in on another turnover. 14 points off of turnovers here in the first quarter with 1:50 remaining. They're up 20-0.
What did we say in the opening? That Bakersfield had to pretty much play their perfect game this season. Far from perfect here in the first quarter.
This does not strike me as perfect so far for the Renegades. A lot of time remaining, but the way the Pirate offense can get going, it's just more time for the Pirates to score more points. The Renegades need to turn it around in a big way, and soon. Root with the approach. The extra point is up and good. It's all Ventura early here on the VC Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. A familiar scene here from Bakersfield College in the first quarter, and that is the Renegades moving back to take a kickoff from Ventura. It's already the 4th time, and that's not what you want to see if you're a Renegade fan, as the Pirates trail at 21-0, or I should say the Pirates lead at 21-0.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good sign for the Renegades heading into nearly the second quarter.
Tomlin flips it to Vickers. Vickers to the 10, has a little lane at the 20, slips through a hole at the 30, and he's out to the 35-yard line. Well, that'll give you a sense of the desperation to get the ball in the hands of Derek Vickers. Tomlin catches that ball at the 1-yard line and just turns right away and gives it right to Vickers.
Nice to see a glimpse of him in the flesh, of some fire underneath him from all of his great stats that he has accumulated this season.
Yeah, he comes in, does Vickers, averaging up over 28 yards a return.
Apologies, everybody. We are having troubles with our camera feed, and it's now back online, but it's been in and out. We are testing a new channel this week here on SoCalCollegeSports.com via YouTube, so bear with us. Working out all the kinks. There's penalty on the field.
Does that mean that if we can, if we need to, we can blame YouTube? Because I feel like that'll fly.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose any revenue over it.
Does that site get any traffic? I don't know. A penalty on the play, and one of the rare flags here of the opening quarter on either team. In fact, it might be the first one that I can remember. Here in the opening quarter, it goes against Ventura, so it'll move it to the 39. Vickers sweeping to the left, dragged down after a gain of about 4. McIntyre on the stop. Darian McIntyre, Defensive Player of the Week a couple of times so far this season. 1:24 remaining and counting. Here in the opening quarter, as the clock continues to move, Vickers moves to Gallus right for the 2nd and 5 play from the 45. Gallus with a straight drop. Guns the near side, overthrows Bowman. Smith had the coverage.
Gallus throws a little on his back foot there, but overthrown.
Gallus coming in after missing last week's game, the victory over Santa Monica, in its entirety. So he may have a little rust, comes in completing 60% of his passes on the season. But he and the Renegade offense have been pretty well bottled up here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 5 from the Bakersfield 45. 4-man rush. Gallus steps up, throws it over the middle. It's tipped in the air, nearly intercepted. A late flag comes in. Thind was the intended target.
Terrible flag.
Throws into traffic. It was a terrible throw.
We're going to go to the replay real quick.
Very dangerous.
Defense got there as the ball gets there.
It was Pacheco.
Yeah,
I could see that Pacheco maybe got there a little early. If we're being fair on it.
Any relation to Ferdy Pacheco?
Did he call himself the coverage doctor?
That'd be great if he did.
I mean, I think we could all agree that call could go either way.
Well, I would have to say, after looking at the replay, with the benefit of the replay, that I think it was a good call. To be fair, I think Pacheco did get there a little quick. There was some contact on Thind, so they'll place the ball at midfield. Fresh set of downs for the Renegades. Down to just 1 second remaining here in the first quarter, so this will be the final play of the first quarter. Gallus steps up, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. He wanted Thind again.
A little underthrown on that incompletion.
You know, one player that we've noticed throughout the season, Darian McIntyre for Ventura College, and he was hurt last week with a knee injury, and he does not seem like his normal self. We've seen some really thumping hits throughout the season, and today he seems a little hobbled, and we hope he can get back to full strength.
I suspect that McIntyre is on Vickers' patrol today, schematically, defensively. This one's screened out to Vickers, trying to get around Griffin, and he's taken out of bounds. Down at the Pirate 42-yard line. Spotted at the 41, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. And let's correct something, 52 seconds and counting remaining here in the opening quarter. So we're under a minute to go, winding down. The Renegades, you have to wonder, down 21-0. You have to suspect that this could be 4-down territory as well. Willis in the backfield with Gallus as they spread it out on 3rd and short. Gallus on the keeper, has the first down. Down to the 38, the 3-yard pickup. Will move the chains for Bakersfield again.
And remember, everyone, you can catch us on the go. SoCalCollegeSports.com. You can also go to the VC Sports Network to catch the game live. Spread the word. If you have any friends and family that want to watch the game live here today, it's a big one for Ventura. Obviously up 21-0. We're only in the first quarter.
A flag on the play. Well, they've announced it as a 15-yard foul, but they've only moved it 5 yards. So if that is the case, they're going to move it another 10 yards. That'll take it all the way down to the Pirate 23-yard line. And I want to say, I couldn't quite hear it, but I think it was a face mask penalty on the tackle as Govea brought down Gallus at the 38. But the 15-yard penalty, so the Pirates with a couple of penalties on this drive, helping the Renegades along. And Bakersfield now has it 1st and 10 at the 23, down to 26 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Receivers left and right for Gallus. Gallus on the quarterback draw, down to the 20, and he's wrapped up there. 4-yard run for Gallus brings up 2nd down and 6. Brantley on the stop. And that will likely be the final play of the first quarter, and it is. We're through one. The Pirates all over Bakersfield, 21-0, but the Renegades are driving here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Start of the second quarter from Bakersfield College. Ventura on top of Bakersfield, 21-0 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. It's a 2nd down and 6 for the Renegades. Gallus gives to Vickers. Vickers trying to bounce it to the right, has the corner. 1st down yardage for Vickers down to the 12-yard line. 7-yard run. And that may be about as much open field as Derek Vickers has seen so far today.
Yeah, and it was nice patience by Vickers to take it to the outside to actually wait for his blocks to develop for a nice pickup there.
8-yard run down to the 11. Another penalty. This is a late hit out of bounds against Ventura. It's their 3rd penalty on this drive. And the Renegades have done a pretty good job here, squads. They don't need this much help from the Pirates, but they're getting it anyway.
They really don't. The Nasir Gordon on the penalty flag for the Pirates.
So Bowman to the near side in the slot for the Renegades. Lamicio Hall with his first carry, 2nd effort, churns the legs inside the 5 down to the 3, where it'll be 2nd and goal. So Hall makes his first appearance.
And it was Christopher Hernandez leading the way on the offensive side of the ball as he was pulling offensive lineman. Couldn't get skinny to get to the 2nd level to create a little more space for that run.
3 wide receivers to the near side for the Renegades. Gallus trying to sweep to the right, and he's dragged down short of the line. Lost about a yard on the play. What a job by the Pirates defensively. Was that McIntyre? Someone coming up aggressively. But a big-time play and a 3rd down and goal upcoming.
Very, very big play made by Darian McIntyre. You were right.
So McIntyre, I thought I recognized that speed to the ball. Thinned wide to the left. Bowman wide to the right. 3rd and goal, Vickers in motion. Gallus on the keeper, lowers the shoulder. He's not going to get there. He's down to the 1, where it'll be 4th and goal, and Squats, I think you've got to go for it here if you're Bakersfield down at the 1-yard line.
Without a doubt, and if you don't get it, with just a 50% chance of them getting, according to their red zone statistics, the Pirates have the ball at their own 1-yard line.
They're 8 of 17.
But they're averaging about 3 yards a carry, so that's in their favor, despite the score dictates them to go for it anyway. Their probability should be in their favor on this snap.
Tomlin in motion. Gallus on the keeper, runs over tacklers into the end zone for the touchdown. What a job by Dalton Gallus.
That was Vickers.
I think it was, I could be wrong. Was that a direct snap to Vickers?
That was a direct snap to Vickers up the middle for a touchdown, and that will be another rushing touchdown to add to his list of touchdowns.
Well, that would be number 12, and that was shades of a game earlier this season where Saddleback had a lot of success against the Pirates with the direct snap inside the 5-yard line. He had 4 rushing touchdowns in that game. So thank you for the correction, and it is indeed Vickers who runs it in.
Penalties really set up that drive for the Renegades. Not to take away credit from them.
It's a great response by Bakersfield.
It is a great response.
To bring that one down, they go 65 yards for the touchdown. 12:58 remaining here in the opening half. And it's now 21-7. Well, they haven't updated the scoreboard. Did you see that one, Michael? Did they?
21-7.
Okay, so it is. Well, let's just keep it here.
Well,
they haven't updated the score.
I think they, yeah.
Okay, now they have. All right.
You are on top of it, Jeff.
I think we all know that's not true. So G and Crumby back deep to return the kick for the Pirates. And the Renegades, well, the first problem solved. They've gotten themselves on the board. Now they have to find a way to slow down Jake Luton in this Pirate offense.
It's not like you gave credit for the TD to a family member of Dalton Gallus. I think you know where I'm going with that. It's a very inside joke.
Well, so many of them are with us, but yes, it's true. Well, it makes a lot of sense. It looked a little more like a Vickers-style run, although Gallus has been effective on the ground, to be sure. G with a cut at the 20, and he's tripped up at the 25. And that's where the Pirates will go to work, needing to answer, as the Renegades have found their way onto the scoreboard. It's now 21-7 with 12:53 remaining.
At least they get that first touchdown out of the way to be like, okay, we have a score on the board. We don't have to have a lot of pressure on this against this high-octane offense in the Ventura Pirates.
Well, this going back to last week in the victory over Moore Park, this is so often where the Pirates have been so effective this season. Teams start to make a run, and then the Pirates are able to just answer back immediately on offense and erase those points and maintain their lead. Moore Park, a couple of times, really tried to make a run at Ventura last week, but every time, seemingly, the Pirates were able to respond with points of their own. Burt, meanwhile, taken down for a loss of a couple.
What a play by Peyton Soft, D lineman out of Liberty High School, penetrating the offensive line to make a stop in the backfield. That'll rally up your defense.
Yeah, Burt's trying to run east-west there, and Soft just blows it up. A loss of a couple, makes it 2nd down and 12 as Luton surveys the Renegade defense. Straight drop, 3-man rush, steps up and overthrows his intended target.
Overthrows.
That was Cam Taylor.
Cam Taylor.
So a 3rd down and 11 very quickly, 3rd down and 12. You see the Renegades, they're not doing a lot of change. They're not panicking on defense. We've seen the 3-man front, very few blitzes. They're intent to drop into coverage. They're content, I should say, to drop into coverage and try and disrupt those passing lanes for Luton. So far, they haven't had a whole lot of success, but let's see if they can make some adjustments here as we move forward. Just a 14-point game. Luton on play action, stepping up, rolling left, pressure coming, sets his feet, guns a pass on the far side, and it's incomplete. Just underthrown. He wanted Kendrick Mallory on that pass. and a quick 3-and-out, and the Renegades seized the momentum here with a touchdown, and now they're going to get it back.
Close but no cigar. Luton got to respect his valiant effort there. About to turn that play into positive yards on the ground, but decided to stay in the pocket and throw one down the field, but went incomplete.
You know, he didn't quite have the running lane there. There was a Renegade defender moving up, and I think
he was going to, and then he adjusted back into his quarterback stance.
I think the point I wanted to make was more, I wonder if that wasn't a little bit of a shadow. We've seen Luton be very effective moving his feet, and it looked like a Renegade player was there.
To him,
to try and take away that running lane, because Luton has been so effective moving the ball on the ground. Tomlin with the fair catch at the 40. The Renegades will get it back after a 37-yard punt with very good field position.
That's a good play, a good call, good point. There's back in the day when I used to play Madden, used to have Michael Vick when he was like the best quarterback
there was no spy for that, though.
Yeah, but you could like play that. You could play, I'm going to run it, get defenders to run after you, and then dish the ball off. It would be like the cheapest way to like get points on the board with Michael Vick with like a speed of 100 as a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the ratings were accurate on that one. Pistol formation for the Renegades on 1st and 10 from their own 40. Gallus on the give, straight ahead, gain of about 4 yards. Lemicio Hall.
Wrapped up by,
or I should say Lemicio Hill.
Alvin Pacheco.
So a 4-yard run for Hill, who's seen very little action here in the first half, but remains in the game with Deontay Willis. 2nd down and 6. Gallus from the shotgun. Gives to Hill again. Off tackle on the right side. Hill with a lane. Has the first down into Pirate territory. An 8-yard run, but a flag down back near the line of scrimmage. So this one may be coming back.
Maybe it's a neutral zone infraction on the Ventura Pirates defense.
Nope. It's going to be holding. Well, that may yet be a drive killer instead of the first down carry for Hill. They'll lose 10 yards, and it will be 2nd and long upcoming here early in the second quarter.
Perhaps a holding call.
2nd down and 16 after they assess the penalty. Well, the Renegades feasted on Pirate penalties on the last scoring drive, but here they shoot themselves with the holding call. Gallus flanked by Hill. Hill bounces back to his left, lowers the shoulder for a gain of about 3 and a 3rd down. Call it 12 upcoming for the Renegades.
I hate the play call. I really do. That long, I just wouldn't do that. You gotta. I mean, if you're gonna slow play a high octane offensive team, I just kind of, I would like, let me dial up a throwing play on that long and distance. That's just me.
They try to go to Hill on the ground, and I think you're right, Squats, without a whole lot of success, to be sure. It's a 3rd down and 12 now from their 38, receivers left and right. Gallus has the snap. Blitz coming, good protection. Gallus over the middle and a big hit. The ball is dropped.
Drilled over the middle, dangerous to
Ayers
be there.
was the intended target, and he takes a big hit, cannot hold on. We'll go to the replay.
Hayden Kucha with the hit, and that's like a pancake of a hit. Very dangerous to lead your receiver like that into traffic.
This is a terrific read by Kutches. He's dropping back and able to lower the shoulder. Ayers was never going to have the first down anyway, but nonetheless, the Pirates pick up the extra yardage on the incompletion.
I don't care who you are. You're not going to hold that ball on securely with a hit like that.
4th down and 12, so here comes Katona. High snap, but Katona has it. Short kick, Crumby moving up, and he will make the fair catch at the 36-yard line. That's just a 26-yard punt. And the Pirates will take over with very good field position of their own with 10:26 remaining here in the opening half. It's Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network. Pirates on from their own 35-yard line. Luton fakes to Segrist running right. A pickup of about 3 yards. Ajay again in on the stop.
Nice fake.
Gets a little help
to set up the run left and take it to the right. Fake and bake right to left to pick up a nice chunk of yards there for Jake.
3-yard carry makes it 2nd down and 7. 10 minutes and counting remaining here in the opening half. 3 wide receivers for the Pirates. Broski and Segrist in the backfield. Snap to Luton. Segrist off tackle on the right side. A little hesitation. He's hit a couple of times, but still manages to plow his way forward for a pickup of a couple of yards. What a great second effort by Segrist, who took a couple of hits and still managed to fall forward.
Segrist looking like a pinball on that first down. Almost.
He really does have that low center of gravity.
That was another 3. Oh, no, that was a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah. Sets up a 3rd down and 2, much more manageable from the 43 of Ventura. Screen to Mallory. Mallory tiptoeing the near sideline, has the first down out to the 48-yard line. 5-yard pickup.
Pushed out of bounds by Olusegun Ajayi. I totally butchered that up.
Well, it's Solomon Ajayi. So
Solomon?
Well, that's because I got that from Vance Palm, longtime voice of Bakersfield College football.
Solomon Ajayi. Is that how it starts with an O? Solomon starts with an O?
No, I think it's more of a nickname. That's his one name, and he goes by Solomon.
Okay, I'd much rather go with Solomon to pronounce it correctly.
Yes, you were not mispronouncing that name so badly by not saying Solomon. Segrist, meanwhile, on the first down carry, picks up 6 yards, brings up a 2nd down and 4. Isaiah Brown will replace Segrist in the backfield. 3 wide receivers split out to the far side for the Pirates as they have it in Renegade territory, 2nd down and 4. Brown, off tackle on the right, has a lane inside the 35. Brown running downhill, has it down to the 29-yard line, a 17-yard run.
What a pancake block by Darius Corey, if I'm saying that right, to pick up to help move the chains.
Yeah, Corey working on that right side.
Squashes a Renegade defender to clear the lane.
Well, the Pirate offensive line has been as advertised here. This team averaging up over 200 yards a game on the ground. Luton's only been sacked 9 times. This is as good a performance by an offensive line as you're going to see in a season. Brown on the counter. Picks his way forward down to the 24, a 5-yard run.
With a flag on the play.
Don't tell me they picked up holding right as I was just talking about the offensive line. That is so me. That's it. Well, I tell you. The jinx has not lost its touch.
Well, I guess there's every place supposed to be a hold, right? Somehow, some way, you can always call a hold on every.
That's what they tell me. Yes, it's true.
That play happened so quick for a holding call to be called, but it was the play on the field, so I guess I can't argue against it.
Well, we just saw a holding call on the previous drive really stall the Renegade drive after they had picked up a first down. Let's see if it does the same to the Pirates here as they were moving the football, but now have it 1st and 20. Play action, completion to Mallory, and he slips down near the 20-yard line, and he was thinking about pay dirt. He had one man to beat.
That's maybe one of the reasons why he slipped, because he was thinking about he had all that momentum going forward for pay dirt.
Yeah, he had Christian Brown to beat for a touchdown, but he slips down at the 21 nonetheless. A solid pickup of 18 yards makes it 2nd down and 2. Luton gives to Brown. Brown with the first down and more. Hurdles a tackler at the 15. He's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
Hurdles his own player to pick up the extra yards.
Pretty good athleticism on a 14-yard run from Isaiah Brown. The Pirates have it in the red zone, 1st and goal. They've already converted on a couple of red zone opportunities here today, 2 for 2. As they look to extend on the lead, they lead it right now by 14. They'll spread it out. 4 wide receivers, Brown in the backfield with Luton. Luton has the snap, play action, straight drop.
All day.
Rolling right. Luton still looking, slips one tackle, but he's taken out of bounds after a pickup of about a yard down to the 5. Frith among the first to get there for Bakersfield. Justin Holmes also in on the tackle.
Offensive lining stepping up from that last offensive hold call by picking up the blitz there. giving Luton all time to make a decision.
Yeah, it was terrific coverage as Luton was able to give himself some time. But all for naught.
I thought I almost spoke too soon as a holding call on the defense just gets called. He's like, holding, and I was like, oh, on the offense? No, on the defense.
You don't have the ability to run the jinx like I do. Sorry, Squatch. You got to be at this for a while. And you have to have some natural talent for it, too, apparently, as I really have the gift. But the holding call against Bakersfield makes it 1st and goal from the 3. As the Pirates look for the play, 6:38 and counting here, remaining in the first half. As Luton brings them to the line. Has the snap. Play action to Brown. Looking for Jabernick in the back of the end zone, and it's just overthrown.
And the Renegades defense is biting on every single play action that Luton has. That was wide open, just a little overthrown. But
and I think that's the pressure that they bring, though, with the offensive line, with the effectiveness of the offensive line, the way they're running the football. I think if you're the Renegades, you really have to respect that fake, and that's what makes it so very effective. But I think you're exactly right. They're getting a reaction every time, and Jabernick had some space in the back of the end zone. Luton just misfired on that one. So a 2nd and goal from the 3. Brown remains the solo setback. G and Broski in a double tight end set. Snap to Luton. Brown straight ahead, met at the line. No gain on the play. That's a great push by the Renegades up front.
And another great sell by Luton to deceive us, thinking that he got the snap. But that's what happens when you line up the running back.
So a 3rd down and goal. Brown was able to pick up a yard. So it's 3rd and goal from the 2. Luton straight ahead in for the touchdown. Great misdirection. It looked like they faked the direct snap, and it was Luton who kept it.
Faked to Broski, who actually set up the block on the backside for Luton to fall forward.
So for Luton, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, and this bears noting here on the broadcast, that's the 7th rushing touchdown for the Pirates from the quarterback position so far this season. And that's part of the reason, one among the many reasons, that they've been so effective in the red zone. They're so difficult to defend. They run the ball well out of their backs. Yeah. Their quarterbacks can make plays in terms of scrambling, but also are strong enough and good enough to make plays carrying the balls. We just saw that with Luton. And, oh, by the way, Luton throws the ball pretty well, too. So this is a dynamic offense in the red zone, and it's Luton this time on the keeper as the Pirates, as they have done really all season, able to answer a scoring drive from an opponent with their own scoring drive and put themselves back out in front.
You gotta give it up to Mishagan or the offensive coordinator who put Broski in the backfield to set up the block on that play.
Oh, yeah.
Changing the personnel on that play with the timely fashion that they did it in. It's just great. Well done. Hard to defend that, and you made a great point. It's so hard to defend a team that could score all different ways. They
can beat you so many ways, and you're exactly right. So much credit really goes Steve Mushagan, his staff, Daniel Allegatis, the offensive coordinator as well, who came over from Mount San Antonio College, and these guys do a heck of a job of preparing this football team every week, and we're fortunate enough to cover this team on a weekly basis, and you just see one defense after another really struggle with how to defend these guys. Only the most elite defenses here in the SCFA seem to even have the most modest success stopping this offense.
Riverside was the one team that we saw.
And they've been so difficult. And it's worth repeating as the Tigers went down or won that game, really going away, and that was an incredibly impressive performance. The Pirates still put 27 points on the board. I mean, this is just not an offense that you're really going to slow down, and the reason I make that point is that the Renegades don't have that same kind of offense so far this season, and I think that's why when we were talking in the pregame that the feeling here for Bakersfield College was that they were going to need to play a darn near perfect game because they're not the kind of team that's going to go out and put 40 or 50 on the board.
Exactly. They have an offense that's built towards running the game and playing defensive football-type football, but they don't have the quarterback skill set, at least currently, to sling the ball around right now to keep up with a high-paced type of offense.
And another thing that we talked about at the top, if the Pirates win here today, given their strength of schedule, they really would expect to win almost any tiebreaker. And that means that effectively they're playing for a Northern Conference championship here today. If they can win this one, they will have achieved no worse than a tie. And again, they would expect to win almost every tiebreaker scenario with their near ridiculous strength of schedule that they've had this season.
They just won the Citrus Cup last week. Yep. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Michigan has been to 6 Citrus Cups games and has won all of them.
Bowman, meanwhile, gets the carry, or I should say it's Lamicio Hill. So it's Hill on the carry, out to the 31, a 6-yard run on first down, second down and 4 upcoming. If you're looking for good news, if you're Bakersfield College, you do have a lot of time. 5:35 and counting remaining in the opening half. It's a 21-point game. But they have to figure out a way to slow down this Pirate offense. They fake to Hill, quick slant, the catch is made, thinned on the reception, out past the 45, near midfield. He's to the 50, a 19-yard pickup, a first down for Bakersfield.
Wrapped up by Alvin Pacheco on the play.
They'll spot it at the Pirate 49. So the Renegades quickly on the move into Pirate territory. They'll overload the near side with 3 receivers. Hill in the backfield with Gallus. The snap, Hill on the counter, and he is met at the line, a loss of about a yard on the play.
Tackled by a big man.
Govey, I believe.
Jeremy Johnson, defensive lineman, 6'5", 317 pounds, and he was not even down in a 3-point stance on that play, which I was questioning beforehand because you want to stay low and have a good center of gravity when you're trying to penetrate offensive line, but he didn't need to do that on that play.
Corner blitz coming. Did he get an early start? There is a flag on the play. Gallus forced to keep the ball, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but I think this is going to be an offsides defensively against Ventura. Let's see what the call is. They were coming with the corner blitz.
I thought for a second that was going to be against the Renegades, and I was going to say, you know what, adding insult to injury, Jeremy Johnson there 2 for 2 plays. He just pancaked or fell on the Gallus at the end of the play.
Hill on the carry, hit at the line, no gain on the play, and a 3rd down and 6 coming up, and Hill is having very little success running against this Pirate defense.
It's been pretty stout thus far.
Four wide receivers, Gallus on the slant, and it's incomplete. Or Tomlin did make the catch.
It looked
nice job by Tomlin in traffic, able to make the catch at the 39, but he's about a yard shy of the first down.
This looks like it's a situation, well, it's kind of a similar situation to 2 weeks ago. Oh, wait, this is 3rd down. My apology.
Well, I thought it was 3rd down. I might have lost a down there because there was the penalty on 2nd down. It should be 4th down and 1. The scoreboard has it at 4th down.
Okay.
They are about a yard shy of the first down. I think it's 4th down.
And this is 4th down territory. You got to go for it if you are a Renegade. Fall forward.
Well, you wonder, with an offense that's been this good, as the Pirates have been, field position sort of goes out the window. Does it really matter if you give this team 80 yards or 70 yards or 60 yards?
Great point. No.
You know, like after a while, you have to take some chances maybe to keep the football.
And 3 weeks ago, they were averaging like 70 yards a drive on all of their scoring drives. So yeah, that does go out the window if you're going to go for it on 4th down here, which the Renegades seem to be going forward to do.
Well, it's a massive huddle here for the officials as they're trying to sort this out. Okay, so they're going to say that the pass was incomplete. Tomlin unable to come up with it, and that'll make it 4th down and 6. So that'll bring on the punting unit with 3:53 remaining here in the opening half.
That's a good call. Looks like Tomlin looked like he secured the ball, but then brought it down to the ground and fell on top of it to make it look like a completed catch. It happened pretty quick from the naked eye, but the replay would probably show otherwise. Good call on the field.
Crumby at his own 10-yard line waiting for the kick from Katona. Good kick by Katona Crumby. Going to let this one bounce inside the 5, but it takes a good hop for Bakersfield. They're going to down it down at the 3-yard line. So Katona pins the Pirates back in the shadow of their own goalpost. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line with 3:42 remaining here in the opening half. We will return to Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
This is a position, too, if you're a Renegade, bring your athletic dude on the field to make a play with the field position that the Ventura Pirates have.
Luton throws from his own end zone. He's going deep, and the catch is made. Into Renegade territory, Cam Taylor.
Not so fast with the flag thrown. We'll see what this flag is.
Well, it came down there on the far side of the field. Am I right, Squats?
You are correct. It did come out on the far side of the field. Could it be another offensive holding for the Ventura Pirates?
So let's wait and see what the flag is. It's going to go against Bakersfield, so that'll be declined. A 52-yard connection. Luton to Cam Taylor.
And we were bound to see one of those this game. We were waiting for a big, deep ball from
well, you got a lot of field to work with, and you let Taylor go one-on-one. And he was able to make the catch on a perfect throw by Jake Luton.
And there was all time for him to throw the ball. Now, it was a perfect situation for the Renegades to throw a blitz or something in that kind of territory, in that kind of situation. Down 21-7.
Luton on the keeper, far side. Splits a couple of tacklers. He's down to the 39-yard line, a 6-yard run. And this feels to me, and we've been here week after week for the Pirates, but this feels like more times that they're calling Luton's name on the keeper, and you wonder if that's something that maybe they're seeing where they want him to run the ball more. Meanwhile, there's another flag down on the field, I believe.
I think they're just adding that to their arsenal of flavors to be like, hey, we could actually do this because our man can run and pick up first downs. He's fast enough, and he's well aware of his surroundings at all time. Hence him. Sorry, I hit you with this bottle of water here.
I say it gets a little physical up here in the booth. There is a holding call at the end of the play, so that'll be from the spot of the foul. And it was at the 39, so they'll back it up to the 49-yard line. And that's where the Pirates will have it.
That'll be a
second down and 14 coming up. Okay, let's correct that. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Well, that rules out holding. I don't know what the call was. But in any event, another penalty against the Pirates, and they have had their struggles with penalties so far this season. Second most penalized team in the Northern Conference. And they were pretty clean in the first quarter, Squats, but they started to hurt themselves a little bit with some flags here in the second quarter. Nonetheless, they still lead it by 21. Play action, setting up the screen, tipped in the air, and it's incomplete. Well, that one hung in the air for the Pirates, who've done such a good job with the football. No turnovers here in the first half, and that's been key for a team that has really struggled with turnovers all season.
We were talking about how could Jake Luton improve his game going to the next level, and sometimes you have to he had a lot of pressure there early as the play took a second to develop. Actually really didn't get a chance to develop, and he threw it in a situation where he could have just thrown it away.
Screening this one out to the near side. Good lane for the Pirates. Burt on the reception has it inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. That's a pickup of 15 yards, and it will bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Tackled by Elijah Russell.
So Russell on the stop. And for the Pirates, 2nd and 19 becomes 3rd down and 4. That's a lot more manageable, a lot more options for the Pirates offensively from the Bakersfield 39. And we've talked about 4-down territory. Well, this would have to be 4-down territory, one would assume, for the Pirates, despite the big lead. Luton with the snap. Burt sweeping to the near side, has the first down. Ajay brings him down, but not before Burt picks up 10 more yards And a first down for Ventura College. 2:22 remaining in the opening half.
And I'm going to give some credit to Brandon Jordan on that play. Wide receiver, 6'6", holding contain outside. You love watching a receiver stay on his block to let some yardage.
Yeah, it ended up being a good lane for Bird. So Jordan with good downfield blocking. And it's now 1st and 10 from the Bakersfield 29-yard line. This drive started back at the Pirate 3. Luton flanked by Burt. Has the snap. Straight drop. 4-man rush. Luton evading pressure. Guns it on the far side, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Cam Taylor.
Nice way to adjust outside the pocket to actually get rid of the ball as pressure was coming his way. There was Elijah Alexander that crept out like on a swing that could have been a go-to guy. But
Brown had the coverage on Taylor, and I got to tell you, Squats, that felt like vintage Jake Luton to me. I was kind of thinking 6 points there when he evaded the pressure and started to look downfield. Luton fakes to Brown on the keeper, trying to get the corner, tiptoeing the near sideline, steps out of bounds inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Man, he covers so much territory. That looked like maybe a 4 or 5 yard run. I look up, he's right at the first down marker.
And he crept up a couple like three
yeah.
yards. Like
I think some of those strides start taking about 3 or 4 yards apiece. Good enough to move the chain. So a 10-yard run for Luton. The Pirates have it in the red zone at the Bakersfield 19-yard line with 1:43 remaining here in the opening half. Brown in the backfield. They go with a double tight end set. Brown off tackle on the right side inside the 15, dragging tacklers down to the 12. 7-yard run.
Shoestring tackle by Dominic DeMarco.
So DeMarco probably saved about 5 or 10 yards with that tackle as Brown had worked up ahead of steam. A 7-yard run for Isaiah, who already has a rushing touchdown here in the first half. Looking to add to it. 1:12 and counting remaining here in the opening half. A lot of time for the Pirates. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Javernick in motion. Brown sweeping to the far side, cuts it back into the end zone for the touchdown, Isaiah Brown.
There is a flag on the play. This could be taken back.
Right where you might expect to see holding. Boy, Brown made a great little move there. That's just terrific vision as he cut it back and found daylight, but alas, all for naught as the holding call will erase the touchdown. And the Pirates will have to go back to work after they mark off the 10 yards.
I think it's going to be a holding call on the tackle because there was I can't get a number on that. I apologize.
Was that Coleman on the left side? Or?
I'm going to say if he's a left tackle, then that was Coleman.
Well, they were running behind Coleman on the left side. Pistol formation. Luton rolling right, looking for Javernick, has it for the touchdown. Logan Javernick going to town here in the first half. That's his 2nd touchdown reception as Luton finds him on a 20-yard touchdown pass with 49 seconds remaining here in the opening half.
And it looks like Javernick delayed on his route to be so open and unaccounted for.
I'll tell you something, Squats. How about the catch, too? Javernick goes up high. Fingertip grab.
And the sun's in his eyes, too.
That's not an easy task. And to something that we were talking about before as well, that was a nice job by Luton, not necessarily gunning that ball. Takes a little bit off on that pass.
Touch pass, yeah.
Maybe ends up making that a little easier to catch for Javernick, who makes a terrific reception. The extra point by Root, up and good. And the Pirates, caution flammable here offensively in the first half. With 49 seconds remaining, they now lead at 35-7 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Garcia has it teed up for the Pirates, who go 97 yards, capped off by Luton to Javernick for 20 yards for the Pirate touchdown, and they now lead it 35-7.
Oh, my
This one
God.
looked like it was off of Vickers' hands and out of bounds at the 1. And if that's the case,
correct.
well, that is about as good a kickoff as you're ever going to see. You don't often see a team pinned at the 1-yard line on a kickoff. But Cooper Garcia has managed to do it, and the Renegades can't wait to get into the locker room, I have to imagine, here, trailing at 35-7. And now with 48 seconds remaining, they have to find a way to make sure they don't tack on another couple of points here if they don't come up with a safety.
Yeah, counter Vickers' mistake into a Cooper Garcia great stat right there.
Yeah. Well, it was a tricky kick by Garcia, a little bit of air under it, and Vickers, I think, misread it as he tried to make the over-the-shoulder catch, which is probably not ideal.
Or
and ends up going off his hands and then takes a crazy kick out of bounds.
Or as I'm looking in the direction as Vickers is, the sun beating down your eyes could be something that caused that muffed kickoff return reception.
Gallus on the keeper, able to get about a yard and maybe a little more breathing room out to the 2. And the Renegades might have to run one more play here before it's all said and done here in the first half. Meanwhile, the clock stops at 38 seconds. So
kind of curious about the timeout called right here, as the offense we've seen thus far from the Renegades has.
So the Pirates are gonna, the Pirates are gonna take a timeout here, and I think this is a little bit of opportunism by the Pirates, and maybe make the Renegades run a couple of plays here. You never know what might happen. Someone might cough up the ball, a mistake on a snap, something like that. So as long as they have the Renegades in a precarious spot here, I think Coach Steve Mushagian and his staff want to make the Renegades have to sweat this one out and take care of the football for a couple of more plays. And, you know, as many people would say, looking at this, if you've got the timeouts, hey, why not use them?
Why not capitalize on this opportunity for your defense to make a play, or for simply the Renegades to make a mistake? And this is the territory to start calling timeouts for. It's like a Bill Belichick play.
What makes you wonder? How about this for a possible rules change in the NFL? You keep your timeouts.
You keep your timeouts.
If you have them like in the first half and then they carry over into the second half?
That could
add a strategic element to it about whether or not when do you use your timeouts. And
that could be a strategy voted on by the committee in the offseason that could be addressed. Maybe it has been, you know?
That's it. I don't have too many rule changes in mind, but that's it. I'm going to suggest it.
It makes it better, though, with less, just the way how smartly you use it, you know?
It's exactly true. Hill on the carry, out past the 5, gets to the 7-yard line before he's cut down. That'll get the Renegades a little more breathing room. The Pirates are going to take another timeout with 31 seconds, so they're going to try and see if they can make the Renegades at least move the chains one time to get out of this first half as they face a 3rd down and 4 here. Another thing to keep in mind, Squats, Voshan Crumby does have 2 punt returns for touchdowns this season. So if they can get the punting unit on, you might give Crumby one more play to possibly make something happen on a return.
This is where you do have to dial up some sort of air play, like throw the ball, maybe through a Hail Mary or some sort of trick play in this type of situation. If Ventura's going to throw timeouts to see if you make a mistake or if they can capitalize on a blitz or a punt return, then on the offensive side of the ball, why don't you dial up something to surprise your opponent, you know?
If you're the Renegades, you're in a bit of a rock and a hard place here. If you run the ball and don't pick up the first down, now you have to punt from your own end zone, and a lot can go wrong there. On the other hand, you're deep in your own territory. If you do put the football in the air, obviously a lot can go wrong there. So it becomes a tricky 3rd down call here if you're Bakersfield of what you want to do with the football. Well, here it is, 3rd down and 4 from the Bakersfield 7. Gallus has the snap. Blitz coming, screens it out. Catch is made out to the 10. Vickers has the 15-yard line, breaks a couple of tackles at the 20, and is finally brought down at the 27-yard line. A 20-yard pickup. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. That, I imagine, will be the last of the Pirate timeouts here in the first half, and you have to imagine that the Renegades, with only 22 seconds, might be content to just run another play here and get out of the first half.
Kind of a foolish timeout. There is no timeout. The time is actually ticking.
Yeah,
so I was going to say that would be a foolish timeout to do once they've converted the first down, but they did not, in fact. So maybe this will be like a Hail Mary.
Down to 4 seconds. The Renegades will run one more play. Vickers gets a block at the 25. A flag comes in. Sheds one tackler, but he's ridden out of bounds at the 34-yard line on the final play of the first half. Just resolved the flag, and we will head to the locker room. So let's see what the call is. Before we take it out, Ventura College with a huge first half here on the road, trying to become the first team to beat Bakersfield College here at Bakersfield this season, and they're well on their way. Through 30 minutes, Ventura on top of Bakersfield 35-7 here on the VC Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com.
second half about to get underway here. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of SCFA football. An impressive first half for Jake Luton and company. 35-7 lead on the road up here at Bakersfield in a huge rivalry game against probably their biggest rivalry in the state, or the biggest rival in the state, Bakersfield College.
Yeah, as we talked about in the first half, Michael, Bakersfield undefeated at home. This is not an easy place to come and play. It's a long trip on the day of, and to come here and to play this crisp of a first half and this solid of a first half from Ventura College in all phases of the game, this has really been a domination by the Pirates here in the first half, and they're well on their way to being the first team to post a victory here at Bakersfield.
I was expecting the 12th man to be a little bit more of a factor at home field, but there's so many seats in these stands that to fill up that's not the case today.
It's a lateral to Vickers. Vickers over the left side, tries to turn it upfield. Does break one tackle. He's not going to break the gang tackle. There's a flag on the field, and this is probably going to back it up even further. Vickers brought down. They're going to say he got out to the 24, and indeed, they're going to get a hold. It's going to be called in Kevin Frith. So Frith flagged for 10. Not the start the Renegades wanted here to open up the second half.
Well, Vickers was 70 yards combined rushing and receiving with a touchdown in the first half, but I think if you're the Pirates, you'll live with that. That's okay, especially if you can bottle up the rest of this offense, and that's indeed what they've been able to do en route to the big lead.
At the same time, we talked about earlier about how Bakersfield, against a very good team in the SCFA, this is number 4 in the SCFA coming in. The only losses on the season are to Riverside and Saddleback, and those are two of the top teams in the SCFA. They're good. Ventura's legit, and Bakersfield had to come in and play perfect football, and they have done anything but from what we saw in the first half. Jazz thinned. Full name Jasmine. I was told he goes by Jazz.
Tackle made by
on the reception,
Griffin.
And he falls forward for first. So Kalai Griffin with the tackle.
Richard Levine.
Down the field, and this is a big hit, but it's going to be a completed pass going back to Thin. That's a pretty good pass, throwing a man open by Gallus.
Well, Thin now up to 4 receptions on the day, and that's a great job in traffic holding on to the ball. And if the Renegades, in the vernacular of the late, great Jim Durham here, Michael, even early in the third quarter, I think if you're Bakersfield, you need to pitch a shutout here in the second half if you're going to pull off the miracle.
Pretty good start to this drive so far after the penalty to open things up on the return. And off will go to Hill, and Hill over the right side, and he has pretty good yardage. So a sense of urgency on offense to start the third quarter for the Renegades, and you have to like what you see out of the halftime.
And nice block by Lino Medrano there again, stopping or pushing Michael LeBlanc out of the way, 310 pounds.
No easy feat. I'm sure the bench. The bench press score is pretty high.
310 pounds versus 280 pounds. Lino
Jet
Medrano.
sweep going to go to Vickers. He falls forward and looks like he's going to have the first down. No signal yet. And indeed, they do motion for the sticks to move. So a new set of downs coming here for the Renegades. A couple whistles on the field.
Mike, the challenge for the Pirates defensively is to know where Derek Vickers is lining up on various plays, and they've done a great job of that today. They've tried to move Vickers around, but the Pirates have seemingly been ready and aware of where Vickers is on every play.
Vickers on the near side. Gallus is going to go up the middle, and it's going to be a minimal gain. Well, he'll pick up 3. Good forward push initially.
Led by blocking offensive lineman Elias Salas to pick up the first down.
Do offensive linemen do anything other than block and maybe catch touches?
They changed the protections up. It depends on what they're assigned to do. Centers sometimes read the protections and let the quarterback know what the protections is for before the snap.
Well, that looked like a botched snap. Tapped around. This one nearly picked off. Oh, Kedrick Bradley had a beat on it, and that would have been a pick 6.
Well, Pacheco had the coverage. A good job, and then Bradley getting over. Nearly able to turn it around, and for the Pirates winning the turnover battle here today. And how many times have we been able to say that this season, Michael? But they forced a couple of turnovers and taken care of the football. And you look at the scoreboard, and I think that's part of the mystery solved right there.
12:54 remaining here in the third quarter. disaster averted momentarily for the Renegades. 3rd and 7. See if they can keep the drive alive. Vickers in the slot on the right side. Gallus comes near side. That one's picked up. Pacheco. This might be a pick six. He's in pursuit. Here's Gallus. He's going to run up the sideline. Pacheco in for the touchdown. And Ventura pours on the gravy here early in the 3rd.
That's probably
Dinner is served for Alvin Pacheco.
That's one of the things the coaching staff wanted to avoid here by dialing up more passing plays with this run-orientated offense, as you see right there. Pick 6 to the house. Count it.
Well, Pacheco is just in something of a soft coverage there, Squats, and I think he's reading Gallus dropping back, and he's trying to bait him into making that throw. And indeed, he gets it and is able to make a move on the ball, take it back the rest of the way. And the Pirates expand on the lead.
Well, Pacheco drops the lure. Gallus bites, and it's 6 the other way for the Pirates. It has been all Ventura here today from Memorial Stadium on the campus of Bakersfield College. Extra point up. It's good, 42-7. It's getting late early here in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back in a moment here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. (42-7) after the pick 6, courtesy of Alvin Pacheco. The Pirates poised to go undefeated here, 4-0 in conference play. There are only 2 losses on the season, Riverside and Saddleback. Those teams, if we had to sum it up with 2 words, pretty good.
Watching Riverside has been a treat. I love to watch hard-nosed football and well-executed plays, hit smash mouth type of football. You don't see that often in this college type level.
Yeah, here's the thing about Riverside. I think they're a very good team, especially when they're clicking on all cylinders, but I thought they were very gettable versus a Cerritos team that is a little has underperformed this year.
And against Golden West, they were in some trouble in that game as well, as we talked about in our
Golden
broadcast.
West, they're down 13 in the 4th, and they end up winning that at the end of regular. Well, I think did they win that in overtime? Was that a regulation?
I think it was regular. They were down like 11, and then they won by like 3 or
something. Well,
yeah, something
won
along those lines, and they were down a couple of scores though. I mean, that's in the 4th quarter.
And it's no easy task here tonight. Later tonight, it'll be at Long Beach, Riverside, and the Vikings. Wish we had that one for you.
Fullerton at Orange Coast. They're at the half, and Fullerton leading 14-7. So the Pirates trying to hang around to pull a potential upset there.
Well, OCC gave the Ventura College Pirates a little bit of a run for their money after the 1st quarter. In that game, I'll tell you what, Ventura looked like the best team in the state in the 1st quarter. They were up 21-0 before they kind of went into a little lull that lasted about 4 weeks into the bye. 12:42 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff, Alan Squats, Matt Henson with you on today's coverage on SoCalCollegeSports.com. SCFA football, Week 10. And spread the word, everybody. We are experimenting here with a new platform, new broadcast vehicle. We have transitioned over to YouTube. From what we see, no commercials, higher resolution. Why wouldn't you go with it? It's worked out nicely so far, and if you have anybody that you would like to share it with, tell them download the YouTube app on their phone, search SoCal College Sports, and usually when we search it, the live channel comes up as an option to view.
And we don't think we're anything special. I mean, it should be the same way for you as well. I mean,
far from it.
Yeah, I don't think we have any particular influence with YouTube, do we?
No. We set the bar very low.
Do they know who we are? It's so we got that going for us.
From a technological standpoint, we set the bar pretty low, so we're trying to set you up for success here. Some conference or a conference on the field. Not entirely sure what the call is going to be. Are they going to throw a flag? I think they're telling Gallus.
The 29 to 40-second play clock is dead. That time will be kept on the field.
Okay, so the play clock is malfunctioning, and they will maintain the play clock on the field. Gallus in the shotgun, hands off to Hill. Hill over the right tackle, cuts it back, turns it up the middle. That's a pretty good run on first down. He's going to have another first down.
Nice blockers leading the way on that first down. Lino Medrano again. His name is being called quite often today.
Renegades in the hurry up. Another handoff to Hill. Over the right side, picks up 5. Maybe fell forward for a little extra. Jorge Zepeda on camera today. Shout out to Francis Mayer up here at Bakersfield College. He always sets us up and does a great job on their broadcasts. Set us up today for success on the rooftop. Happy to be here. Bauman at the bottom of your screen. The big question is, where's Vickers? Vickers out of the backfield. He motions forward. Are they going to set up the screen? No. They're looking near side. This catch is complete. Jaquel Tomlin goes up for it versus Crumbie and wins that battle.
Nice one-on-one coverage there with Tomlin coming down with the ball. Throws it up for grabs in a nice placement, but Tomlin did a hell of a catch making that grab to move the chains for the Renegades.
29-yard gain on that one. So a nice chunk play for the Renegades here. Puts them in business inside the 35-yard line. Actually, they'll spot it at the 30 of Ventura.
You love seeing a pass converted for a first down when players are in his face. There was about 3 defenders blitzing on that play.
They motion Vickers out of the backfield. Good block on the far side by Tomlin.
Wow.
Vickers cannot evade the tackler, and that was Devontae Smith. He gets up after there was a huge block. And
wow, what a play by Smith. If that, in fact, that's Devontae Smith. You're right. He got laid out, then grabbed, then got up on his feet to make the tackle. You don't see that often. That's what you call hustle.
Does not quit on the play. And Jeff, Allen, I think you and I would both agree, you two would both agree with me that Ventura's really starting to come into their own here late in the season.
Yeah, they really are. On the defensive side of the ball, finally they're gelling and causing turnovers for their team. When they're down or they lose, if their opponent scores on them, they'll retaliate right away, sustaining long drives consistently. They're playing the best football all season.
With the tackle on that one, Vickers picks up 7. It's up 3rd and 3 here.
Bakersfield struggled on 3rd down in the first half, going 2 of 7, converting 3rd downs, and that's down from their season percentage up over 40% coming in. So that's a testament to the Pirates' work defensively here today.
Look up the middle. This is Tomlin again. He'll have the first down and a little extra down to the 15.
Slips up a little bit there. There was a little more daylight. Perhaps he was excited to get a catch, move forward.
It was pretty soft coverage on 3rd and short.
Make
but they're
it 3
respecting
of 8 on
Tomlin's
3rd down. Sorry, Jeff.
No, sorry. They're respecting Tomlin's ability to perhaps make a double move.
Well, not only that, you have on the jet sweep potential Vickers coming out of the backfield. They're looking again for Tomlin, and Tomlin, another impressive catch. This one down to the 5, another first down. Going to set up 1st and goal here for the Renegades, and a good response after the pick 6 here for Bakersfield.
Yeah, it takes the hit from Pacheco and holds on to the football, so nice job by Tomlin.
Well, they're keying in a lot on Vickers, and Jeff, you talked about it. They did a pretty good job of containing everybody else, including Vickers. He only had 70 yards combined on the ground and through the air.
Good point. Someone else needs to step up and make some plays.
Tomlin has done just that on this drive. Out of the backfield, this is Vickers looking for the end zone, and I believe he's in.
Gonna go
That's
over
a great job by Vickers.
Reaches over the goal line, And it's 6 on the board for the Renegades.
And he's scored every single game this season.
Yeah, that's up to 18 touchdowns combined now for Vickers. He had a rushing touchdown in the first half, and that's his 5th receiving touchdown on the season. So scoring from all over the field, but he's going to have to really get busy here in the second half to help Bakersfield get back into this game. The Pirates are still way out in front.
9:03 to go. It's the third quarter. The makings of a blowout here, but the Renegades get back on the board. Extra point is up and good, 42-14. We'll be back in a moment here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. (42-14) after Vickers gets in from 5 yards out. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of SCFA football. It's Week 10. Early game here today from Memorial Stadium on the campus of Bakersfield College. Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff, Alan Squatrito, Squats, we call him, and Matt Henson. And I want to say that was a mistake on the far side, as Tanner G should have probably elected to have that go out of bounds.
Yeah, let that go out of bounds to get more yardage for your offense.
Well, maybe he's just trying to pad the stats for Jake Luton. He only had 177 and 3 touchdowns in the first.
Perhaps Jake told him that beforehand. Hey, if you have a chance to cut it short, I want to drive another long-distance field.
Jeff, you think he said, he did know. I told him.
Jake's got his own. Is Jake going for his own personal pursuit of 400, of the mythical 400? It's at 177. He's like, I got to pick it up in the second half. I'm going to get to 400.
Oh, we know he's entirely capable. Only 9:02 remaining in the third. This is Brown out of the backfield.
Didn't really secure that pass to make it incomplete.
He didn't secure it, and Richards was right on top of him. I don't think that play would have gained much anyway had he caught the football.
That's a nice opportunity to ice up after the game with that shot to the leg.
Shotgun formation, Luton over the middle to Broski. Broski with some running room, has a first down and more past the 30, out towards the 40, near midfield. He's down at the 49-yard line.
Nice catch. Takes it outside and takes it upfield like a chair.
Jonte Broski, 6'3", 234. He's only a freshman. How do you like that, having to come back if you're Coach Mushagian?
He's making blocks, catching passes. He made that one block that sprung open Luton for a touchdown earlier in the game. Pretty versatile.
Yeah, you got Broski, and then your other tight end, Jabernick, has a couple of touchdown catches in the game.
Yeah, he's no slouch himself. Around the right side, Brown up ahead for 5.
Able to shake off one tackle and pick up positive yardage before Clayton can bring him down.
A potential horse collar tackle on that play where Terrell Eddington almost brought him down.
Looks like there was a jersey grab of Brown. Obviously, that's legal, him being a runner. 8:08 to go. The ball now
or he could
in
just
Bakersfield territory. Sorry, Jeff.
Or he could just go back to the 70s tearaway jersey.
Brown over the right side, a lot of room to run, has the first down inside the 35. They'll spot him at the 35 directly.
That's a great job up front. What a push on the right side. And Brown's 5 yards downfield before he even sees a red jersey.
Tackle made by Kevin Frith.
You know, a few years ago, it was Fullerton up at Butte in the state title game. A lot of that was due to their impressive line play. They had a lot of hosses up front, and they were very deep. And I have to tell you, this is one of the most impressive front 7 that we've seen at the disposal for Coach Mushagian in the years that we've covered Ventura College football. Segrist over the right side. And Segrist hesitates to hit the hole there. He ends up bouncing it outside for a couple. It's a positive play.
With a flag on the field.
You know, Mike, though, I think that's a little bit of Segrist's running style. He's very explosive, and I think he he uses the vision, he looks for a hole, and then he hits it very hard, but there is that little hesitation in there.
The hesitation sometimes or oftentimes results in a flag as your offensive lineman or whoever's blocking for you is trying to adjust.
Yep.
And we see that on the field right now. We're going to back it up 10, so 1st and 20 coming up for the Pirates.
Talked about styles of running the football before, like a pro-style offense, or zone offense, where you can pick and choose your holes according to your offensive line moving as a whole together. So you could run outside or you have that opportunity to run and cut it back.
1st and 20, Broski over the middle, wide open, has the reception, and he falls ahead to the 32. 15-yard gain on 1st and 22. It's going to set up. Jeff, can you do the math? I can. Not very good.
What, a 2nd down and 7? I'm a numbers guy.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep you on your toes.
Tackle made by Justin Cash.
Broski continuing to work the middle of the field. And Luton and Broski's timing only getting better as the season goes on. That's bad news for opposing defenses.
Javernick back on. He's on the left side. He's in motion. Trying to set up a block, and there's a flag on the field. This is probably going to be illegal motion. False start. That's going to be flagged against Pusima Galola. Second and 12 now after the 5-yard penalty. Luton again in the shotgun. Javernick across the line in motion. Has Brown out of the backfield. Luton trying to buy time, rolls to his right, looking for Javernick, who tries to make a tiptoe catch along the sideline. That falls incomplete as Luton was a little bit off the mark. That's going to set up 3rd and long.
Well, it's a nice job by the Renegades up front getting a push on Luton. They haven't been able to do that very often today. But the timing disrupted, and they get the incompletion, forced the 3rd and long.
I think that's the only thing we missed from Jake today thus far in terms of what he can do is rolling out of the pocket and making a throw when he's flooded out. We haven't seen too many completions thus far with that. He's been doing more so with his legs, though.
42-14. They're on the 37-yard line. Is this 4-down territory? We'll find out in a moment. Luton not going to need it. Pass is complete. That's Kendrick Mallory.
Mallory's had a pretty quiet day, but working over the middle there.
Up ahead to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on 3rd and 12. Move the chains.
Yeah, we'll never know. If it was 4-down territory, Luton takes care of business.
I don't know if there was like a miscommunication between the wide receivers there, but the wide receivers almost ran into each other. The routes usually open up space for you to get open for a completed pass, but that was a close call, but 1st down indeed.
I think the Pirates will take it. 1st and 10. They're at the 20. Pirates driving yet again. Luton. Zone read option, takes it himself, picks up 5.
Luton looked like he wanted to pitch it on that, too, at the outside.
He did. I think he thought
Elijah
about pitching
Alexander.
it. Nobody was there. Next week, a huge SCFA showdown. We have a doubleheader for you on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Mount Sac at Riverside and Ventura at Cerritos. Regular season finale. And with a win here today, Ventura would lock up first place, or at least a share of first place accolades in the National Division North. Luton over the middle, looking for Broski, and the coverage got there early, and it's a late flag, but it's the correct one. Justin Cash in coverage for the Renegades, and he bumps Broski before the football got there. It's going to be PI on Bakersfield.
Do we have that on the replay? Let's see if we have a shot of Cash.
I love the replay.
Yeah, and you see there's, Cash trying to anticipate there, and I think he got caught between whether or not he wanted to try and knock that out after Broski made contact with the ball, or if he was trying to jump that route and he got caught in between and ended up bodying up Broski and picking up the foul.
You can watch this game live on our website, SoCalCollegeSports.com. You can also go to the VC Sports Network right now and watch the conclusion of this one. We're in the third quarter, 4:46 to go. It has been all Ventura. Luton going to keep it himself. Makes a couple of moves, and he's up the gut for 6.
Second touchdown on the ground for Luton today, as the blitz did not work out for the Renegades on the weak side.
Yeah, the blitz doesn't work out for the Renegades. It's a blitz on the scoreboard in favor of Ventura. 48-14. We're still waiting on the extra point.
Yeah, it's just another read option from Luton. And he makes it look so easy. There's a lot of traffic down there, but he's able to pick his way forward and find the lane.
He's very poised.
4:42. At what point do you think about bringing on Connor Regan, freshman quarterback from Renegades?
I think we'll be seeing him before too long.
I think you're right. 49-14, 4:42 remaining. And this one all but a formality at this point. We'll be back in a moment on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Cooper Garcia on to kick this one away. Vickers and Tomlin back to receive the kick here for the Renegades. This one's going to go through the back of the end zone. Beautiful day for football here on the campus of Bakersfield College. I tell you what, every time I come up here, I'm very impressed, not only by the fan base, but just the facility. This is a beautiful place to play football.
Honestly, it looks like it's a college from the Pac-12 stadium. It's beautiful, and it fits 20,000 people in the stadium. I was talking to some fellas in the booth below us. They said sometimes they would get 16,000, 17,000 people in these stands. Thus far this year, not so much. They've had about 2,000, 3,000 at max.
Vickers over the left side, pick up 4.
They're late in the third. Moore Park leading Cerritos 28-21.
Wow.
Big fan of Gil Brandt, former player, current NFL analysis. I always look his stuff up on Twitter. Joey Bosa, rookie defensive end for the San Diego Chargers, has 4 sacks in 4 games. Since 1982, only 2 rookies average a sack and a half a game.
Since what year?
1982. Can you name those 2 rookie defensive ends?
Bruce Smith, one of them?
That's a great guess, but it is not.
Well, Lawrence Taylor's rookie year was 1981, if my memory is right.
It is, drum roll.
Hold on.
Yeah, we got a little time. It's a, it's a 35-point game. We can look at the
We got plenty of time.
It's 4:05 here in the third quarter, and it's a blowout.
All right, come back in the fourth quarter. No.
Yeah, we got to let everybody at home think about it a little bit, too. Golden West hosting Grossmont later tonight in the South. Obviously, topsy-turvy.
Vickers over the right side, breaks some tackles. He's along the sideline. Who's going to catch him? Pacheco in pursuit. He's going to be brought out of bounds. This is Devontae Smith, another tackle on Vickers to save a touchdown.
That's the type of playmaking ability we have been kind of expecting from Vickers going into this game. We see a flash there as he jukes left and right, misses a couple tackles, takes it outside. Very great vision on the play for a first down, and that'll get you into a better school and play some great football elsewhere by checking that out. Good scouting report right there.
It's a 34-yard chunk play for Vickers. Vickers, they go right back to him over the right side. It worked last time, not going to work this time.
How about Derek Thomas?
Derek Thomas, close but no cigar.
It's either a yes or no question. How is it close? Did he have 3?
No, it's a good guess. It's a good guess. You can't blame him for that guess. Derek Thomas is also the hybrid outside linebacker and defensive end in a 3-4 defense, so he would kind of get drop into coverage
Junior
too.
Seau?
No, not Junior Seau.
Kevin Green?
No.
Tomlin has that one fall off of his fingertips. Dre Jackson trying to sell that.
1982, fellas. I think Junior Seau was drafted like.
But you
So-
said, but
so
you
one
said
was
since
1982.
Are you saying in 1982 that's when it happened, or since 1982?
Since 1982.
Okay, because I think Junior Seau was drafted between now and 1982. Just to clarify.
Since 1982, only 2 rookies
Are you sure?
average 1.5 sacks per game.
Hold on,
in
let's
the
get
first
our
4
encyclopedia out. How about Dexter Manley?
Oh, pick. Going back the other way. This could be a pick 6. Devontae Smith has it. Can't stay on his feet. Down at the 45.
Well, it's a good job by Gallus getting over there, Michael, to at least stop Devontae Smith after the miscommunication as we take a look at the replay very quickly. And this is just one where Gallus is expecting that route to be broken off. And Smith is reading the backfield, and the receiver goes the other way, and it's an easy catch for Smith, but a good job by Gallus at least preventing the 6.
Good ball skills. Is there a flag on the field? So see the defense coming back out. PI. So they're going to say that it was supposed to be broken off, but it didn't happen because there was interference by the defender.
Okay, I'll give you guys a hint. Defensive ends and outside linebackers are more likely to lead that stat.
Well,
than
I
middle
think that goes up, but
linebackers.
I think we've been guessing pretty much all outside linebackers and defensive ends.
Well, I think Junior was a Mike linebacker.
Yeah, he was a middle linebacker. Okay, do you guys give up? You want a couple more stabs?
No, we're still going.
Yeah, let's tease the answer.
Yeah, let's have a little fun here.
I think there's a chat box, so if anybody's watching, they want to chime in. and
One
they
of
know
these
the
guys
answer.
should have been mentioned.
So I guess it was not Dexter Manley.
Matt, can you see if you can bring that up?
I'm trying to. So one of them happened in 1982, is what you're saying.
No, I made the mistake of thinking that while I was going over the question again, but it's not in 1982.
You could give
But
us.
since 1980. Joey Bosa has 4 sacks in 4 games. Since 1982, only 2 rookies averaged 1.5 sacks a game.
Can you give us the years?
I cannot give you the years.
All right.
Just think of veteran defensive ends that are Hall of Fame defensive ends.
But it was in their rookie year. We don't really. So Michael Strahan,
Is Reggie White on there?
Reggie White is 1.
Reggie White, great guess, Michael. Reggie White should have had that one. That would have happened eventually.
Better career, Reggie White or Bruce Smith?
How about Pat Swilling? Didn't he
Such
have
a tough call.
Didn't Pat Swilling have a huge rookie year?
I think Reggie White was more glamorized and more commercial because he was a man of God, and that was a good advertising point for him to overshadow Bruce Smith's career. But, geez, it's so tough. It's like, what do you like better, oranges or apples?
Well, everyone knows the answer to that is oranges.
I like apples.
Are you sure? Hill with the carry. He's going to go over the left side. Tries to turn it upfield. Lowers the boom. Picks up 5.
But aren't I right there, Michael? Didn't Pat Swilling have a huge rookie year? I feel like Pat Swilling was a guy who had a really big. I'm thinking of guys who not only had a lot of sacks, but early in their career had really big, like Chris
Sean Merriman.
No.
Oh, Sean Merriman's a great guess. Chris Dolman, another guy I think who early on in his career had a lot of sacks.
What was his nickname?
He
Was it
retired
Lights Out?
He retired recently.
Strahan,
Not a bad
Art
guess.
Sam
Not a bad
Strahan.
guess at all.
Oh, Patrick Willis.
No. Patrick Willis, I think was a middle linebacker too. But
He was a stud. is
He
what
was a stud. The poor Niners. I was talking to my sister's husband the other day. I felt he's a huge Niners fan. They have statistically one of the best teams in the NFL by far, especially the year they went to the Super Bowl against the Ravens, and then a year later they clean house and they're like a former shell of themselves in such quick timing. It's just really sad for the Niners.
Cesar DeLeon in at quarterback, and he's going to be sacked. So Gallus probably done for the day. after, well, he had
It's like
one
Christian
pick six.
Ayala coming in on the sack.
2 picks on the day, nearly had a third.
Well, De Leon played the entire game last week, so he's not a complete stranger to the field. And gets the call here.
Baker's lined up to the right of De Leon in the shotgun. As the third quarter winds down, they go to Vickers on the outside. And he is going to be gang tackled just short of the first. Going to set up 4th and inches, it looks like. And a little extracurricular. This is going to go against Kalai Griffin. You got to be smarter than that. So much for it not being a first down. I think this is going to be 1st and goal after the penalty, half the distance to the goal.
Now, Kalai Griffin, one of those guys, a freshman in the secondary, and is one of those guys I think he plays with a lot of emotion, and that's a two-sided coin. If you're a coach for Ventura College, it can work for you, but it can also work against you. And Griffin sometimes lets his emotions get the best of him, but offsetting penalties in any event, so won't hurt the Pirates this time.
Fourth and 1 coming up. So offsetting penalties against Griffin and Bowman. They stack the line. Vickers on the jet sweep. Now they're going to go to De Leon up the middle. I don't know if he's going to get it. Second effort.
He didn't get it, Michael.
I don't think it's there, and it's probably going to be a turnover on downs. And Jeff, I think you're right.
This is going to
No measurement
It's going to take
needed.
one heck of a miracle spot, and the Renegades are not going to get it.
That's one of the downsides of having a predictable offense. Ventura blitzes the house on that play.
Well, I think De Leon takes a little bit too long in the exchange there, trying to get up the field. I thought the initial push there by the offensive line was pretty good. I thought he was going to get it.
Yeah, and you give a lot of credit to the Pirate defense. That's a play predicated on a little bit of misdirection as they faked to Vickers, and the Pirates didn't bite on the fake.
Nope. Well, I think if they just go to Vickers with his speed, they probably pick up the first down, even though he's going east and west instead of north and south.
Yeah.
Luton's still in at quarterback, 1:01 remaining. A little puzzling there. You'd like to see the freshman get some reps. Connor Regan probably getting ready and loose for the fourth quarter.
The 42nd and 25-second play clock will be kept on the field until both clocks are working.
Another reminder that the play clock and the game clock, well, not the game clock, just the play clock is going to be kept on the field. Under a minute to go. Big handoff up the middle, and it's a chunk gain. This is a big one for Tyler Peralta. That's just a gaping hole on the right side by this offensive line, and they have been fantastic here today. A lot of credit going to Blake Walker, Jake Coleman, really leading the way for this Pirate offensive.
Yeah, Galoya and Corey, Mantle, those guys up front. And, you know, Mike, it's more of the same week after week. It's not just today. They have been absolutely outstanding. On a team that we talked about the Pirates' success of late and how much balance they have, is there a better unit than their offensive line on this team?
I don't think there is. Peralta, again, up the middle. He's
And
gonna
that's
be near another first down.
And that is saying something. Sorry about that, Michael. When you think about some of the other units we're talking about, the wide receivers
The
for
wide
this team,
receivers are studs.
wide receivers and tight ends, defensive backs, and some of the guys who made some of the plays back there. It just goes on and on. But this offensive line is just you can't heap enough accolades on them, I think, this season.
Cadence, rhythm, and the way they diversify their offense is another factor for their success, consistently moving the chains.
They have so many weapons, and I think really some of the problems in terms of the interception number early in the season for Jake Luton really revolved around him keying in on receivers and not spreading it around. And Coach Algadas, you have to really credit him for developing Luton as the season has progressed. That's the end of the third quarter. We head into the final chapter here from Bakersfield, 49-14. It's Old Ventura here from Memorial Stadium. Stay tuned. So they'll flip the field here. Luton will go back to work. It's 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Back to my point about Coach Algatis, Jake Luton has really evolved as a passer. Alan, you've mentioned many times that Jake Luton, he's a gunslinger. But when you start to really vary who you're going to with the football, Javernick has 2 touchdowns. Broski's been a big integral part. Mallory hasn't done much, and he's probably the biggest threat in the receiving core on this team. Luton has a man over the middle. This is G. The first down and more. What a jump cut by G, but he trips and stumbles on the far side. He'll be down at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, you would wonder if he has this Terrell Owens-ness about him, like, I love me some me, I want the ball. But as long as you're winning games, there's no need to complain about something like that. And he'll eventually get his reception his way, as Jake loves spreading around the ball. And it's just, I love how aware he is consistently. Should he run? Should he check down? Should he look for the out pattern? He knows where to go at all times. Well, I haven't seen him ever throw the ball away, though, in dire need. Instead of, like, sometimes he gets pressured a little too much and he gets happy and he's like, let me get rid of it, and that causes some turnovers. But maybe in the future, when he's at the next level at Oregon State, they'll be like, maybe throw the ball away for a change.
I think as a Beaver, as the stats are being put in front of me right here, I think as a Beaver next year up at Corvallis, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It looks like a delay of game going to go against the Pirates. But, no, I think you're exactly right. I think what he needs to work on is, hey, it's okay to throw the ball away. Every now and then. I mean, not on every play, of course. Vickers now 71 on the ground, 63 yards receiving for Luton. Oh, this is Brown up the middle. He's going to pick up the penalty yardage and a little bit more. On 1st and 15, he takes it up ahead to the 27-yard line, 9-yard carry.
That's a great job on that left side, kicking out that defensive line and opening up the lane for Brown to cut it back through a nice big hole and a big gain.
And I love the way the alignment is before the snap of the ball, deceiving the defense. Are they going to run it? Is Jake Luton going to keep it? The running back will step forward like he's going to receive the ball, and then he'll step back to either block or go out for a pass. But it's nice to notice the alignment of the running back with Jake Luton beforehand.
Luton again to Brown, and Brown is going to plow forward. He'll pick up 3. 3rd and 3 coming up. How balanced is this offense at the end of 3? 228 yards on the ground, 247 through the air. Luton 12 of 22, not stellar numbers, but 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground.
Well, tell the most important stat.
0 INTs. I'm assuming that's what you were.
That's where I was going with it.
A little misdirection. They fake Luton around the right side. Isaiah Brown's going to pick up the first down, and he absolutely trucks a defender for Bakersfield. On the receiving end of that one, it's Jamil Iacopo.
Yeah, Iacopo. And I think Iacopo's there thinking that Brown's probably going to run out of bounds, but Isaiah Brown's like, think again.
Heck of a play and heads-up play by Brown to wait for his offensive line to develop the block to carry it for more yards.
It's good patience. Well, you know, you have to have it's easy to have a lot of faith in this offensive line when they're playing at such a high level.
And they don't even give up when they're going to run the ball. Usually a lot of offensive lines create bigger spaces when they down
Brown
the ball.
up again.
Mike, I think it's clear that Isaiah Brown is from the Walter Payton School, and he's running toward the sideline, not looking for out of bounds, but rather looking for someone to hit.
Looking for contact.
He's looking for
sure.
a red jersey that he can hit, even though he's got the ball.
And Isaiah Brown looking to sap the soul from the Renegade faithful here. 2nd and goal from the 3. It's been mostly Isaiah Brown on this drive. Over the right side, tries to cut it back. And let's hope he's okay, because it looks like he went down in a heap. Looks like he's going to get up under his own power, but that was a scary tackle.
Eddington was there to plant him into the turf. But, yeah, that was one of those ones that looked like a sort of a non-contact injury possibility there. He fell kind of awkwardly, and it was good to see that he was able to quickly get up. Helps to be 19.
Jake Luton probably wanted to keep that ball as the lane opened up right up the middle while the whole defense flooded to the left side.
I feel like I tweaked my meniscus on that one just
yeah,
watching it.
Just watching. It's exactly right.
5-yard loss on the play, 3rd and goal. Luton Plenty of time over the middle. Throws it out of the back of the end zone. Nothing there. And that's
Brown
well,
was
hey,
wide open on the
Brown's wide open, but that's a smart play. We just talked about, hey, when you don't have anything there, don't force it. You're already up with a big lead. Get some points on the board. 49-14, 11:20 to go in this one. And here comes, I want to say it's Colin Root.
Well, I think it's important, Mike, to make the distinction also of when you got guys dropping back into coverage. Luton has time there, so it's okay to hold the ball and try to make a play. But you throw the football in a place where your player has an opportunity to make the catch and nobody else does. That's really the key to not throwing interceptions, is placing that football even in traffic.
Field goal up. It looks good. It's not good. It's wide left. So the Pirates, after an impressive drive, come away empty there. And the struggles in the field goal game for the Pirates continue. And at what point do you think that might become a factor when they're playing better teams?
Well, in a close game, it is the kind of thing that can eventually come back to hurt you. Cooper Garcia was 2 for 3. They've been trying Colin Root of late. He's 0 for 2 now on field goal attempts. So no firm answer so far.
Well, if Jake Luton keeps up the not turning over the ball, that will be one of the two things that they could avoid that'll help them in their game later on in the season.
Hill over the right side. I'll tell you what, the right side of that offensive front for Bakersfield been pretty impressive today on some of the runs.
They are in the fourth quarter. Cerritos and Moore Park now tied at 28. So the Falcons have come back.
Moore Park not averse to the upset. Remember, it was the opening game of conference play. They knocked off Bakersfield at home. That really ended the hopes of a postseason berth in the SCFA Final Four for the Renegades. DeLeon on the far side has a man. This is Bauman, and Bauman's going to pick up the first down and a ton more. Out at the 40-yard line, 11-yard gain. New set of downs for Bakersfield.
That's one thing that establishes the level of skill you are at with quarterbacks. When a quarterback just hones in on one target, or will the other quarterback survey the field? And that was a completed pass, first down, yes. Stuff like that on a consistent basis isn't necessarily the greatest
Hill
thing to keep
up
in
the
play.
middle. Good 9-yard carry on 1st and 10.
All right, I can't wait anymore because I'm going to want to ask you another trivia question.
Okay, so we got one. Reggie White was one of them. Ask the question first, or state the question.
All right, I'll repeat this.
State the question.
I'll
State the
repeat
question.
this, and then we're going to move on to another one because there's another good one coming up. Okay, so
Vickers drops it.
Joey Bosa, defensive end for the Chargers, has 4 sacks in 4 games. Since 1982, only 2 rookies averaged 1.5 sacks a game.
In their
One
first
is-
4 games or throughout the season?
First 4 games.
Okay.
One is, you mentioned, Reggie White. There's one more on the board.
Okay, we give up.
It is Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers. Man, what a stud.
Well, that makes sense. They're in the fourth quarter. Fullerton on top of Orange Coast, 28-14.
Fullerton seemingly in control of that one. It's another set of downs for Bakersfield as Hill plows forward.
Strand was a good guess, by the way. And, the sack record when he sacked Favre to break the sacks of, all time, Favre just looked like he fell down on that play so Strahan could get it. I was like, come on, that
Julius
was a
Peppers
cheat.
is still playing, right?
What? For the Chicago Bears.
No. You know that he's still playing, though.
I thought, wait, he went from the Panthers to the Bears to the where?
Come on, Mr. NFL. You don't know this answer?
Julius Peppers is not on the Bears anymore? No, I thought he retired.
Oh, he plays for Green Bay.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. This is his second year with.
Yes, I would have for sure gotten it if I had known that. I was misled by your he's retired.
Wow. My bad. I thought, oh my God.
Hill
right.
over the left side.
I'm
Nice spin
disappointed.
move by Hill.
Yeah, really
All
good
right.
job evading a tackler and then finding a little extra green on the left side for the first.
I'm gonna
9-10
go,
remaining. Well, okay, so do you have another question for us?
I'm going to go stick my head in I don't know, boiling hot water. No, I apologize. I wish I.
No, we don't condone that here on SoCal.
No, that's
College
true.
Sports.
That's true. That's true. But that's right. He is on the Packers. I think it's his second or third year with the Packers from the Bears.
Well, according to you, a few seconds ago, he was retired.
I know he was.
And don't make us go to the replay.
Oh my God. I won't.
We might have to. Vickers is second drop in as many targets.
Okay.
Just looking to run with the football there before he secures it.
He did that last time, and it cost him. This time, again, Vickers just looks like he's checked out. Frustrating day, even though statistically he looks pretty solid. He has a rushing touchdown. He has a receiving touchdown. It's 2 touchdowns. He's over 120 yards.
Well, the last 4 times these two teams have played, the biggest margin of victory has been 9 points. So this is out of character in this matchup to have such a one-sided game.
DeLeon's going to have to chuck this one in no man's land. Was he outside the tackle box? Because if not, that's an intentional grounding. Squatch, would you have ruled that an intentional grounding if you're a referee? I don't know if he got outside the box.
I don't think I would have, but I didn't get my eyes on it as I was looking up this last statistic trivia question that I wanted to ask you fellas.
Are you trying to figure out what kind of season stats Julius Peppers has?
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
In retirement?
Is this guy retired? Because I'm a little upset with my.
Maybe Julius Peppers has checked out as well. He's sort of semi-retired.
Could be. Well, he from my recollection, he's having a pretty good year.
Well, sure, he got out of Chicago. He's got to feel pretty good about that, based on the way the Bears are playing this year.
Incompletion going to bring up 4th and 10 here for the Renegades. This one all but over. 8:42 remaining in the fourth quarter, 49-14. And barring a miracle.
Okay, here it is. Longest NFL title droughts, meaning before when Super Bowls were even put into place. So we're going before Super Bowl eras. There's 5 teams.
DeLeon back to pass, looking for the end zone. He has a man laying out for it. That was Bauman. DeLeon overthrew him.
Well, the Cardinals have to be one.
Cardinals are 1.
And the Falcons.
Squatch, you can tell me
No.
that this team just retired from the NFL?
Wait, they just
no longer
Let's
exist,
move
but
past
they do?
this, Michael.
So now this is the longest without appearing in the Super Bowl? Or no, I mean, obviously it's without winning it.
Longest NFL title drought.
Wow, I mean, the
years.
Falcons have been, unless I'm missing one there, Michael, they've been forever. I'm surprised they're not in the top 5.
Because there's other teams that were formed before
Before
all
they were an
32
expansion.
teams,
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, they're talking
Connor Regan now in at quarterback
the
for
Eagles?
Ventura.
Eagles are 1. Just think about oldest teams that are in the NFL.
your Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions, there's another one, so you got 3 of 5.
Regan gets back to the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play.
One of these teams.
Well, the
had-
Cleveland Browns have gone a very long time now.
I guess it's a title drought.
Do the Browns have a ring?
They haven't
No,
won.
they
They haven't
don't
won a
have a
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl.
but
Okay.
of course they won.
But they were really good
Does
before
anybody
the
count
Super
those
Bowl.
anymore?
What's that?
Does anybody count NFL championships pre-Super Bowl era
Only
anymore?
the biggest fans do, so they don't. They're upset about.
Otto Graham would come up here and slap your face if
Like,
you were.
I talk about the Lions winning the championship in 1957. And
Well, I mean, the Eagles, they won it in 60.
Ball is on the deck. Ventura coughs it up, and Bakersfield, the first to fall on it. That one on the outside, it was Miles Noye.
Well, that's the first turnover, if it is, on the day for the Pirates, and what's been a very clean effort.
Jeff, you nailed it. 1960 is when the Eagles
Yeah, the Eagles won.
won a championship.
That's impressive.
All right, the other 2 are pretty difficult to get. The Houston Oilers
Wow.
and the Chargers. 1963 for the Chargers, 1961 for the Oilers.
And
1947 for the Cardinals.
I don't understand the Falcons should be. Well, I guess how long have they been around?
The Cardinals were
80s?
the first team ever to be an
No, the Cardinals were around
established
in the. I want to say going back even into the
No,
60s.
It wasn't
not the
Arizona.
Cardinals. I'm sorry. I thought you said Falcons.
No, the Cardinals were the first team, first football team of all time. But I forget where they were located. If it wasn't
What was it?
Arizona,
They were
it was somewhere
Chicago.
else.
It was Chicago
Yeah,
to
I
St.
think
Louis.
that's what it
Vickers
is.
out of the backfield.
Come on, Art. It was Chicago and then St. Louis.
Bowman gets away with a hold on the near side. Prevents Griffin from getting to Vickers. Vickers ridden out of bounds at the 30. It's a 5-yard gain.
Speaking of Chicago, what were you doing for the Game 7, Jeff? Were you in your glory?
I was basking in the glow, watching the game. Solitary, soaking up the moment. watching Aroldis Chapman almost blow it for us, but then
Best Game 7 ever?
it's going to be hard to top.
DeLeon complete. This one the Thin, and Thin picks up the first down, and he's inside the 15-yard line. He'll be spotted at the 14.
Another good spin move there, this time by Thin, evading a tackler.
We're talking on the ride up here. Rex Ryan, head coach of the Buffalo Bills, was at that game for Game 7 and left during the rain delay. He was there for Game 7, was like, you know what, we should get back on the road because it's football season and I have a job to do. Left during the rain delay and missed one of the best games of all time.
How about the Bills for a long time without a title, too? They'd have to be number 6, if not in the top 5.
Yeah, they should be up there.
Yeah, they were an AFL team and around in the 60s. And
Vickers loses half a yard there. 2nd and 11. They will spot it for the Renegades at the 15-yard line of Ventura.
Would you rather be like Mark Levy as a coach? Someone who goes to the Super Bowl
Pass
4
complete
times?
over the middle, thinned again. And Jazz thinned. He's had a pretty nice night here today.
yeah, a couple of catches in the first half, and he certainly added to the total in the second half.
Yeah, at the end of 3, he had 5 for 73.
Well, he's a solid possession receiver, seems to run good routes, has a pretty big body, good target for Gallus or DeLeon to throw the football.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Kendrick Mallory for Ventura. Hill to the left, gets the handoff, and he is going to be stood up at the line. That is a terrific tackle. Was that McIntyre? That looked like a McIntyre here. No, that's
McIntyre.
Lavelle.
Number 8.
Lavelle.
So Lavelle on the stop. Looks like he's walking around a little funny.
Might have got his own bell rung.
Laid him
On
out
the hit.
there.
Laid himself out. Clock ticking down here. 5:39 to go in the 4th. 49-14. The Renegades trying to get more points on the board here late. Pass incomplete. Set up 3rd and 4.
Vickers, they're double teamed.
Caesar feeling the pressure on that. Letting the ball sail out the end zone.
Remember, a big matchup next week. Doubleheader coverage here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Riverside hosting Mount Sac. And Ventura down at Cerritos. I believe both start time 6 p.m. DeLeon rolling to his right. Looking for a man. That one batted down. Was that Lavelle again? Indeed. So Richard Lavelle showing very well defensively the last 2 plays.
And that's Zavala coming off the edge there, getting right in DeLeon's face, disrupting the timing of that play, and DeLeon's got no way to go.
And no one to protect him either.
Right in his face. Mark Zavala.
DeLeon is a... I have a question. Where am I supposed to go with this football?
If people got that reference, that'd be so good. We know they listen to Jim Rome. Quick slant in on the far side. Tomlin with the catch, and it's a touchdown for the Renegades. There goes the cannon.
Coming up with it on 4th down. That's a good route by Tomlin. Quick slant.
Beats his defender, and he's in for 6. So the Renegades into the scoring column. Too little, too late, though.
Well, perhaps an object lesson here for the Pirates moving forward. They've taken great care of the football. No turnovers on the day. Cough one up and watch the Renegades immediately turn it into points. And can there be a greater example of the importance of holding on to the football and what that can mean on the scoreboard?
Let's turn the page moving forward in terms of the postseason implications that this win will have for Ventura. They go to Cerritos next week. They don't necessarily have to win that game, but say they don't win that game, they're going to have the RPI over Bakersfield with a win over Bakersfield.
Well, now they have the 2-game lead on Bakersfield anyway, so there's no tie possibility with this win. The only team left that can.
Cerritos.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I thought you said Bakersfield. So
I'm sorry. I meant Cerritos, but Bakersfield.
right. Yeah.
Right.
With the assuming that Cerritos wins today, they would be separated by 1 game. But indeed, yeah, it's with the RPI. Ventura figures to have every tiebreaker over all the other teams in the north. So that would effectively mean that Ventura would have wrapped up their ticket into the playoffs. And where does that stand in terms of them hosting as well? And that becomes a question as opposed to going on the road.
That's a great point, because I think if they win out, they would host. If they lose next week, they're on the road. That would be my take.
Well, they should. They should. It's the team in the South that wins the South should be going on the road. You know, obviously speaking in generalities, but the winner of the Central, you figure, should have the home field as well. And then Ventura, provided they're undefeated in conference play, should have the other one. And it's the winner of the South, because if it's Golden West, they won't have the same resume.
No.
And if it's Saddleback or Fullerton, they have losses in conference play, so you figure they would have to go on the road as well.
What about the points, the amount of points that you average a game? Doesn't that?
Yeah, I think that factors into RPI overall.
Yeah, style points do play a factor. I think that's one of the reasons why we saw the late attempt for a touchdown last week for Ventura. But it's a good question, and I think that Ventura, if they win next week, I think this one's wrapped up, 49-21, 5:25 to go. But they win next week, they host. If they lose,
then
now it starts to get complicated. We think about style points and point differential on the season.
Well, we'd be talking about 3 losses, and one of those losses being a loss in conference to, Cerritos, who's had an up and down season. So, I think they lose the RPI battle then to the South if they lose next week. I think it's a fair guess.
But if Golden West comes out of the South, it's not going to matter, because they would have an RPI advantage over Golden West, despite them going undefeated in conference play.
Yep.
And in conference play, that's the only reason why Golden West would be in the Final Four for the SCFA.
Yep.
Still in the mix is Mount Sac and Riverside, both undefeated in the Central. Long Beach can play spoiler tonight.
If Golden West wins that conference, how amazing is the degree to which that shakes up the picture? Because all of a sudden now you have Mount Sac, Saddleback, Fullerton, all 3 of them potentially battling for one spot.
Yeah.
If we assume that Riverside were to win the Central, let's say.
That's a big assumption, because I guarantee you, Coach Peabody, the Vikings going to try and play spoiler.
You can reverse that question as well, and let's say that Mount Sac wins the conference. Then it's Riverside, Fullerton, and Saddleback all battling for one spot. That's what Golden West winning that conference could mean, and that is just a crazy impact on a situation that already has a ton of parity.
Well, the ticket has been punched here in the North, as Ventura will represent the North in the SCFA Final Four.
Let's keep track of how Cerritos is doing in their matchup. And they are late in the 4th, still tied at 28, 136 remaining, Moore Park and Cerritos.
Is that at Cerritos or at Moore Park?
That is at Moore Park.
Can we, do you have Emery's cell phone number? Can you text him and see what's going on?
I will do that right now, Mr. Zepeda. I was just trying to get the Fullerton Orange Coast update
that's okay,
as well.
Okay. I know you're a busy man.
Got a lot going on. Got squats throwing trivia at me.
How long is it going to take for you to live that one down?
It's past. Got to move forward.
Well, I mean, I'm not moving forward.
That's all right.
He's got a short memory. That's part of this kid's strength.
There's no excuse for you. You're an NFL guru, and he plays in the NFC North.
I got a lot of things going on in my life.
I don't think that really matters much.
It does.
I think it's the altitude here.
Tyler, that's true. We are on the roof here. Could be a case of vertigo.
Just tell them, Squats, you don't play in fantasy leagues that have starting defensive linemen, so you don't keep track of all this stuff, and so it's
just all IDPs.
I used to be IDPs. It took up so much time in my life. I loved it, but I wasn't getting paid other than winning the fantasy football.
It's true. Read option. Peralta again up the middle. Peralta's been pretty impressive here in the second half in spot duty. Another first down here for the Pirates.
Well, the Packers are going to have a tough team as it gets closer to December if they can't get any running backs for their squad.
Yeah, Lacey done for the year. Starks, he's out with a meniscus tear. Peralta again up the middle. Man, this power run game is just in full force here for Ventura.
Fullerton has expanded on the lead in the 4th. They lead at 35-14, so they will likely close out the victory at Orange Coast.
So Fullerton lost at Saddleback. Saddleback lost to Golden West. And Golden West at 4-4 is undefeated in the South. That's just crazy.
Just your standard season here in the SCFA.
Peralta again, man, takes a
Nice.
huge hit, falls forward, and he is going to be near the sticks. He needed the 19, and he's close. I think they're going to bring out a measurement here.
That was Frith.
Some tough running right there. 3 defenders on him and keeps himself upright.
Big collision out there, and looks like we might have a player that's shaken up. Looks like that's Nigel Brooks. Colby Sheridan's going to come off.
What do you think about the Raiders this week, hosting or playing the Broncos for the first time this season? They're
Well, I like that Akeem Talib is out.
that's pretty key. They are actually +1. They're favored to win by a point.
Burt up the middle on 3rd and short. He's going to easily pick up the first down and keep the clock running after they started when they set the chains.
I'm sorry, Broncos are favored by a point.
That's it?
That's all.
Wow.
It'll be interesting to see how Derek Carr faces that defense.
Is that in Oakland?
Aren't you a Raiders fan? What the heck? Jeff, what's
Hey,
going
look,
on?
hey,
Is he
hey,
a
hey.
Raiders fan? Shouldn't he know if he's playing home or away?
Hey, is Julius Pepper still playing, or is he retired? You can say nothing
Hey,
today.
I
You're
can
done.
say I'm not done.
Your football
I'm not done. You're a
credibility
Raiders
today is
fan.
done.
You're a Raiders fan. You should know if your team is playing home or away.
You asked a trivia question earlier.
You're going back on the question. You're a Raiders
Well,
fan.
I'm going there because I can go back.
So I'm gonna talk about you.
I
Being a
know
Raiders
who's
fan.
playing. I just don't know where it is.
Well, you should know that.
Well, I know Akeem Talib is out, but he's not retired.
Right. But your team is on the road or home. You should know that you're a Raiders fan. Whatever.
I'm going to say
It's
they're
all right. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to say they're
It's okay.
probably
It's all right.
at home.
Forget about it.
I'm going to say they're at home if the line is that close. Bird over the right side. On 2nd and 11, it's going to be a minimal gain of 3. Under 30 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Again, coverage next week, doubleheader variety on SoCalCollegeSports.com. It'll be Mount Sac at Riverside. Cerritos hosting Ventura. I believe both of those starting at 6 p.m. I have those locations correct.
Moore Park at the 25-yard line of Cerritos with 17 seconds to go. So maybe lining up.
That's
A
going to do it
last-second
here.
field goal.
Your final here from Memorial Stadium. 49-21. 4-0 now in the National Northern Division for Ventura, and the Pirates looking to go undefeated in conference play next week at Cerritos.
Look at this, no shaking hands.
In an interesting observation, these teams not shaking hands. This is a bitter rivalry that we've seen throughout the years, and well, if the no shaking of the hands is any indication.
It just got a little more bitter.
Well,
That's a disgrace.
Well, if anything, it could be a safety issue. You know, I think it's probably something that Coach Mushagin and Coach Chudy probably agreed to at the beginning of the game. Sometimes that's done.
How's that the safety concern? Like, what can you explain?
Just to make sure that fights don't break out.
Players don't.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe
But
that's.
maybe
yeah.
the head coach is like shaking each other's hands to say good game or something would be. I guess all or nothing.
Well, we won't try to speculate too much. That'll wrap it up for our coverage here from Memorial Stadium. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Special thanks to Francis Mayer here at Bakersfield College, Sandy Taylor, athletic director here for the Renegades, Will Cowan and Rob Hester. For Jeff Stoynoff, Alan Squats, Matt Henson, Jorge Cepeda, I am Mike Cepeda, signing off here. Thanks for joining us.